Good morning, everybody. It's 7 a.m. on Thursday, February 10th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see clear skies with a high of 70. Coming up on OTB, presented by All-Star Toyota, LSU head basketball coach Will Wade joins the show at 7:30. Josh Pate of CBS Sports joins us at 8:30. And we talk to former NFL quarterback Ryan Leaf at 9:30. You can follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN, or you can watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome in. OTB, February 20, 2022. T-Bob, Jake, Mario, Danny hanging out with you. We got the full crew here. And it's a weird sports day. As in, I think we're going to kind of run the gamut topic-wise. We're going to talk about a lot of different things, touch on a lot of different sports, a couple random things as well. I've got a Domino's take we're going to get to a bit later. I'm loving watching the just absolute meltdown going on over in the Plains in Auburn. Brian Harsin is cracking me up, how he's handling all of this. Talk a little Burrow versus Stafford. We got Ryan Leaf coming in today. Gotta love that. And then we're going to talk to the General at 7:30, Will Wade, after they get off the slide. And, well, as we said, I want to pick Will's brain about this. He had never lost 6 or 7 in his career. He's been a head coach for, I want to say 11 years now. That had never happened to him. So what did he learn? How does he feel about X being back? All of this. And it's kind of crazy. I think we're actually going to start the show, Mario, for the second day in a row, talking about the Pelicans, which is pretty wild to think about that that's where we are right now. But I think they kind of deserve it. But before we dive head first, Jake, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
Feeling good. Is that a new shirt you have on?
Yes, I got some new birthday clothes. So I got a new shirt, and new pants. The pants fit, actually.
So
It's the first time probably in my life where I've gone down in pants. It's the first time ever where I've had to get a smaller size of pants to fit, and it fits incredible. So yeah, great. Always feels good when you buy something smaller, and then it fits. So yeah,
non-black shirt.
Even though I did do the all black thing for years and years and years, and I still do rock the all black sweatsuits. I'm obsessed with the all black sweatsuits, but I feel sweatsuits. But I feel like I've been moving a bit more away from that. I don't know. I'm going through, on top of like whatever midlife crisis entering your mid-30s brings on. I am definitely going through a bit of a style crisis as I become more and more aware that I have no style, and I'm trying to figure out what it is. And I think what it is I just like to show off chest hair and unbutton my shirt, I guess.
Although people were a little disappointed at how much chest hair you actually had in the picture that Danny posted yesterday, because you did a really nice job for years having the illusion of having a full chest full of hair.
Yeah.
When in fact, I didn't even know this.
Oh,
you had a patch.
I've
never seen you with your shirt.
Well, no, that's not true. We've gone to the pool before.
Yeah, I'm not paying attention.
Obviously.
But I don't know if you need it.
Look, I think it's the perfect amount of chest hair, and how I wear my shirts normally and how many buttons I'm showing off. It's no different than maybe like a push-up bra or something, right? I'm selling you a little bit of a cleavage package that may not be fully representative of what's underneath, but that's all fine. That's all well and good. That's society.
It's kind of how it goes.
It. Yeah, we've all accepted it. We're cool. We like Spanx and push-up bras, and I know some dudes wear muscle shirts. That's cool too, man. You all do you. I'm gonna keep unbuttoning my shirt for sure. But yeah, a bit of a lizard boy, no doubt. I mean, my dad's a real lizard boy. That man doesn't have a single hair on his body. It's wild. It's absolutely insane. Well, my grandpa, on the other hand, he had it to where like his chest hair would be poking out of his polo, and it would be like connected to his ear hair. Very, very impressive stuff. So I guess I landed somewhere in the middle. Yeah, Nookie's right. T-Bob's chest hair is like the goatee of chest hair. Yeah, that's all it is. It's got like a perfectly little manicured goatee right here.
And here we are.
And so, look, we're going to have the full rundown up for you on today's show. Everything we're going to get into. It is a lot. Let's start, though, with the biggest story of the day, which, again, kind of blows my mind that here at 7 a.m. we're going to start the show here, but we're going to start back in the Smoothie King Center. Flock up with the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans right now, actually owners of the longest winning streak in the Western Conference. How about that? 4 games in a row. They're in the midst of a 5-game homestand. But the biggest news tonight is that C.J. McCollum going to be making that Pelicans debut.
And Tony Snell. No Nance, still out injured, but a couple of new Pelicans.
I think the Nance injury thing is actually great news. What I mean by that is if you look at Pelicans' luck traditionally, these things have a way of going awry, and the way that it goes awry is normally through injury. So Larry Nance is a bit like the shield in front, taking some for his brothers.
He's going to miss 6 weeks.
That's what I'm saying. He's saying, put that injury luck on me. I'll take this. Okay. I'm protecting you. Like he's sitting there. You've seen the meme with the guy with his arms spread. He's catching like all these arrows to his back as his boys are kept safe and sound right in front of him. That's Larry Nance right now, protecting Tony Snell and C.J. McCollum.
I hope you're right. Not so Larry Nance stays injured, but he was already injured, so he can get healthy and just absorb all the injuries that Pelicans normally have.
Well, no, even though he was technically already injured, I still think that he's a part of the trade. I still think karmically it works. Well, I mean, only time will tell. And granted, I know that there's maybe some potentially, what's the word I'm looking for? Complicated emotions and feelings brought up by the McCollum trade because, and not just because you lose Josh Hart, that's a different sort of complication. But what I mean is today feels akin to how I felt when Boogie was traded for many years ago. A night when I literally stayed up till 2 a.m., could not sleep because I was thinking about DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis playing together, something I dreamed about for years. In a similar vein, I know that Pelicans fans have coveted C.J. McCollum for years when we weren't clowning him for getting shut down by Drew Holiday. Outside of that, they have coveted C.J. McCollum, and now he's finally here, and he wants to be here. And he's going to be in the Smoothie King Center tonight in a Pelicans uniform. And again, I think that now, this time, it's going to be different than the past, different than it was with Boogie, which seems like it was finally working, then the injury bug strikes and everything falls apart. And I think the difference are a couple. First, the Nance thing, but more importantly, it is Willie Green. Willie Green has completely changed, it seems like, the makeup, the belief, the confidence of this team and of this franchise right now. And so I think that this will be different. I think it all has to do with Willie Green.
All right, so what is a successful run here for the Pelicans? Since they made this move, since they traded someone who was beloved not only in the locker room but by the fans as well, and you're going for it, okay? So right now you sit at the 10th seed. What would be worth it enough to be able to make the move that you made in your eyes?
Well, I mean,
is it just get into the playing game?
I mean, I
got to be already
honest. Yeah, I mean, I got to be honest. Like, I liked Josh Hart, but the more we get through this trade, like, the more I just don't care about anything that left. Right? Like it is like I guess what I'm saying is I don't even know that I need to see any. I don't need them to climb too high in the rankings. Yes, I think it is all just about being involved in the postseason. Which, because of the hole you gave yourself, is probably through the playing game, which is fine. But you have a Lakers team that is completely imploding right now. Lakers lose again last night to the Blazers with no Lillard and no McCollum and no Josh Hart. They had nobody. I mean, the Lakers are stunned right now. They like caught a few haymakers, and their knees are looking a little wobbly. Pelicans only 3 games back. Chance to maybe gain another half game tonight. So, I mean, yes, in an ideal world, I would want this trade to result in the Pelicans finishing ahead of the Lakers and or knocking the Lakers out of the play-in. That would be the dream.
Knocking the Lakers out of the play-in would be like the best experience I've had as a Pelicans fan, straight up, if that happened.
That is definitely a bit of a commentary on where the team has been in recent times, but also just a comment. I mean, AD still hasn't thanked New Orleans, right? I mean, still has not.
Sean Payton did first.
Probably not going to.
Not going to. But that's the point. Like, I don't care I don't care what terms you left on. That is a city that helped to bring you up, that paid you hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, you don't have to write it. Get Rich Paul, get one of Rich Paul's minions, get your agent, get anybody, get your brother, sister, anyone to just write thanks New Orleans for the memories. Like, that's it. You don't have to do anything special. So screw you, AD. And you know what? Until you do, I don't know if the basketball gods are too happy with you right now. And it's also been very fun to watch Lakers fans go from afar, go through the AD experience where, he's hurt all the time and it becomes very frustrating and whatnot. So, so you
could get up to 8, though. You could get up to 8. Because if you look at the Western Conference, I think the Timberwolves at 29 and 26, they're in the 7th seed. The Timberwolves actually have a really good young core. They figured some things out. I don't think you're going to catch them. But the Clippers at 27 and 29, sitting there at 8. The Lakers at 26 and 30. You certainly can catch up with both LA teams. How about that? Both LA teams and the salary cap or the salary they have with all of their roster to be 7, actually 8 and 9 right now.
They had the tiebreaker with the Clippers too. So if it finishes with a tie, they finish ahead of the Clippers.
Now, help me out though. A seed with the play-in.
9 seed plays 10 seed.
Yeah.
The loser is eliminated. 7 seed plays the 8 seed. The winner of that goes to the playoffs as a 7 seed. Then the loser of the 9-10 plays
the 8-9 loser.
Yes.
Or excuse the 7-8 loser.
And whoever wins,
okay, cool.
whoever wins that goes in as the 8 seed, and then you have the traditional playoffs.
Yeah, so the higher you get, the better chance you give yourself of making the traditional playoffs. Ultimately, the Pelicans, I think, just have to be involved in the play-in, and then if you could knock an LA team out, that would be
and you put yourself in a position to play in the play-in at home, which is a big deal.
Wait, so do you think the McCollum thing's going to work? Like, even here on night one? Like, does it make sense for you conceptually?
Like
Mario?
long-term or short-term?
I mean, more long-term, but I also want to know if you expect to see short-term benefits.
Yes, nobody's happier about this trade than Brandon Ingram. He's going to get so much pressure taken off of him offensively. It's going to be a welcome sight for him. Just the most telling stat, CJ McCollum, one of just 5 players to average at least 20 points per game in each of the last 7 years.
Wow.
The other 4, DeMar DeRozan, James Harden, AD, LeBron James. So he's going to help you get buckets, plain and simple.
Oh, absolutely love it, man. I can't wait. I'm a little excited. I think I'm going to actually be heading over to the PMAC tonight with my daughter. But I know this tips off at 6:30 in the Smoothie King Center. If you want to go to the game, again, if you're in New Orleans, it's like the cheapest ticket in the NBA that you can get. And now you get to watch McCollum and Brandon Ingram, 2 legit all-stars. And, and then at 7:30 tonight, we'll talk about this a bit coming up, but the women's basketball, the top 20 matchup, LSU, UGA, pack out the PMAC. Coach Mulkey told you she's going to be disappointed if you don't, and we do not want to disappoint Coach Mulkey. How about this quote from LeBron before we go to break here? This is after they lose to the Blazers last night. Quote, literally just, I'm tired as hell right now. I just want to get some wine and get up tomorrow. I feel good about what tomorrow has in store, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens as far as the deadline, but other than that, I'm just kind of focused on what we can do to be better. Bro, if you're LeBron, what is keeping you going? I mean, what's keeping you going? You're never going to win, all the MJ people over.
I was about to say, that's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen. That boat already sailed. Like,
Points record. He's trying to catch Kareem.
Oh, okay, the points record. That would make sense. Because I'm just wondering, it's like, I mean, my man's been grinding.
Yeah, but I mean, how
forever.
many people even talk about Kareem being the points leader? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's impressive, but
Isn't
even
Karl
Malone
second?
second, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody talks about that. So, like, if that's what's keeping you motivated, good on you. But I don't know if it would keep me motivated.
It's the only tangible thing I could think of.
Again, it's a poor exercise for me to compare my ambition and motivation to these guys. Right? It's the same thing I do with college coaches. I'm like, bro, why would you ever work again? They're paying you $20 million not to.
To go away.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, obviously my mindset is such that I would never reach these peaks to begin with. But damn, as a normal human being, it is just very hard to see if you're LeBron James. Why do you want to keep dealing with all this BS?
I mean, he's still putting up elite numbers. LeBron is playing, incredible basketball. It's just the Westbrook move. The Westbrook move just killed him. And it's not all Westbrook's fault, but that killed him.
But he's still doing great.
Yeah.
And he has just to listen about how he sucks all the time. Yeah. Sucks on the court. People don't like his personality. He's posting stuff on Instagram. People, it's just like
a lot of people love him too, though.
It's just crazy.
And even people that I'm not crazy about LeBron, but I'm really appreciative that he's still in the league. We're gonna miss him when he's gone.
Hell yeah. I mean, I'm probably the biggest LeBron fan in this room. And maybe I'm just biased living around, just around here. It seems like everybody just hates him. Oh, and that is true. He's talking about this. Blake Brown saying he wants to play with Bronny in the NBA. A few people bringing that up, and that would be pretty awesome.
Well, say what you want about AD, but he poached the Pelicans' best player. So, yeah, people around here are going to hate LeBron James.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's very true. That is very true. What about who's the best father-son duo to ever play professional sports together?
Griffey's.
That's the Griffey's.
Yeah, gotta be.
Gotta be the Griffey's.
Back-to-back home runs. I never forget reading that as a kid. And I thought it was pretty cool at the time, but the older you get, that's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
They hit back-to-back jacks as father-son in a professional baseball game.
I mean, I can't even imagine, fathom that. I remember the clip.
I don't know. Jackson's pretty big, dude.
Yeah,
but you have to still
I'm done. I've been done for a long time.
Yeah, you're right.
King Griffey one time, Junior stole a fly ball from Senior and didn't call him off or something. And when they got in the dugout, he told his son he was grounded for stealing the fly ball from him.
I never heard that. That's amazing, dude. Shout out to the Griffies. Shout out CJ McCollum. Shout out the Pelicans, boys.
Oh.
Block up tonight in the Smoothie King Center.
Speaking of the Griffies, I mean, we're just trying to get some dangle cross earrings. If we get to 2,500
that's right.
Instagram followers, I mean, I tried to push it last night. I'm trying to get you there, T.
I'm horrible on Instagram, so I'm not. I mean, I'm not the one to. I'm not the best at this. Danny's one that uses this for all of his womanizing. I thought that maybe he could get us there a little bit quicker. To be honest, Danny, where are we at right now?
We're a pretty good bit of ways.
Damn.
We're like 1,400 and some change.
Oh, we're good. We're good, man. Look, I really want to pierce my ear, y'all. So if you could go on Instagram and follow OTB_ESPN. I'm going through a bit of a 33-year-old midlife crisis now. And I'm going to need that pierced ear.
Gained probably like 30, 40 followers last night.
There we go. Nice job, Danny. I'm sorry.
It was me, not Danny.
Okay.
So 1,470. So now, Danny, you got to gain us to at least 1,500. Putting on Danny.
When we get back here on OTB, got some more things to talk about. I want to talk about Dennis Allen a little bit. Baseball striking some NIL deals. We got Coach Wade coming up at 7:30. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. Look, man, or just go, you can go to the website. It's a great resource to kind of start your journey, right? Start your search. You can look at all the excellent deals that they have to offer in the brand new 2022s right there. You can look into what exactly Toyota Care is, that warranty coverage that gives you great peace of mind after you purchase. And that's available not just with new vehicles, but also with Toyota certified used vehicles. And you can start to look at just some of the options, whether you're looking at lease, rent, buy, whatever the case may be, 2022, 2021, it's all there for you at All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com.
Yeah, no matter what you want to do, if you want to buy, if you want to lease, if you want to rent, you can do all that because T-Bob has done the purchasing. He's done the leasing. I've done the leasing. I've done the rental, and it's a fantastic setup for you if you want to do any of those options. But the rentals is something that if you need a vehicle just for a couple of days, even really for just half a day, you can do that. Check it out on the homepage, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, Hunt, and Hill, the early line. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has new Jeep Gladiator Rubicons in stock with $2,000 off MSRP. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. And right now, get $2,000 bonus cash on new 2021 Jeep Gladiator. Shop now at BayouCDJR.com. The crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
Do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the
Jamar Chase and the Cincinnati Bengals face Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and the Los Angeles Rams in Super Bowl 56. Tune in for live play-by-play Sunday afternoon at 5:30 on your home for the NFL and Super Bowl 56, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Hour number 1. I hope you're having a great Thursday weekend. Officially starting today. Starting with a little basketball action. Like we said, Smoothie King Center going to be popping tonight. CJ McCollum debut. PMAC hopefully going to be popping as well. Me and my oldest daughter Alice will be in that number. We went to Hibachi for my birthday yesterday. That was fun. First ever Hibachi experience.
For the girls?
For the girls. Not for me.
Well, didn't think it was the first time for you.
Well, interestingly enough, though, I did have some of my, at least my blood brethren. Now, I can't really claim to be Cajun, but seemed like I had some, we were eating with some good folks from down the bayou, and it was a couple guys around my age's first time at Hibachi. So that was fun as well. But no, my little 2-year-old got terrified by it from the fire from the beginning. The oldest one she ended up kind of liking it. Thankfully, as we all are, everyone was a big fan of the Onion Choo Choo Train. The Onion Choo Choo Train remains undefeated, and also, not to brag, after everybody else at the table missed, who was the first one to catch the egg in the mouth on the first shot. I mean, again, not to brag, I caught it. Don't be too impressed. Speaking of being impressed, I didn't realize this. Here's a little Dennis Allen nugget. I don't know if there's anything too great to expand on here, Jake, but if we're thinking about the next head coach of the New Orleans Saints and maybe reasons for being excited about him, we all knew the Saints defense had been bad pre-Dennis Allen, right? And we knew he led a major turnaround. There's a little statistical piece here that I think reinforces that even more so than I realized. It's not just that he was good for the Sean it's not just that he was good maybe for the Sean Payton era. He's really created defense that is almost never before seen in Saints history. In fact, outside of the Dome Patrol. Yeah. So with Allen calling defensive plays, the Saints finished each of the last 2 seasons with a top 5 scoring defense. I believe this came from a Luke Johnson article in The Advocate. They had not done that since the 1991-1992 seasons. Again, you got to go all the way back to the Dome Patrol. I'm 33 That's 30 years ago. Simple math would now dictate, right? 30 years ago was the last time that a Saints team did that. And in fact, to show you just how bad it had been in terms of, okay, that's top 5. The Saints hadn't even put together top 20 scoring defenses in back-to-back years since 2010 and 2011. Okay, so Dennis Allen was not just able to do things for the Sean Payton era, but we're talking about 30 years doing things that had never been done before. And I think it just reinforces everything you talk about, why he's the right choice, is that the offense is in flux right now, obviously, right? I mean, you're bringing in new coaches, Doug Marrone rejoining the staff, which I think is a big pickup. He probably also wanted to get out of the college game. And so, yes, the offense is in flux, but the defense, which is, as we just read, quite literally as good as or close to the best the defense has ever been in franchise history, that remains consistent. That remains stable. That is the foundation on which the next era of Saints football will be built.
So the question also on the defense side, though, is now, does Dennis Allen continue to call the defense? Like, we see a lot of head coaches, and certainly young head coaches, that are offensive minds. They were coordinators, and they retain the play-calling duty. You don't really see it as much with defensive coordinators. Now, he's got some candidates that have been on that staff that certainly look like they're NFL defensive coordinators. Like, they have interviewed other places to be a coordinator. You would still be running the same system, and you would be taking that off of Dennis Allen's plate. Or does he want to continue to call the defense? I think that's very interesting in this process as well. So that's something to figure out. And then, the offensive staff, that's something that it feels like they're hitting complete reset on that side of the football, at least from just some of the comments that we've heard, which was a little surprising. But when you start to peel back the layers like we did yesterday, it makes more and more sense. So that's a couple of the question marks there. If I'm him, I think you have people that you can trust that can call your defense with you. Look, you're still in the headset. You still got the play sheet in front of you. If you want to suggest something on 3rd and long or whatever it might be, certainly you're the head coach. You can do that. But I think I would give somebody the opportunity to be able to go out there and call the defense.
Yeah, and okay, so you would not call the defense still if you were Dennis Allen.
Not every single play. I would be involved in the game plan. I would be, like I said, on the headset. I would be giving whatever I think in a certain situation, but also I think I would give those duties to somebody that I trust because it's different, man. It is
what's
different.
What's the difference? Because, like, Sean Payton called plays, right? So, like, what's the difference to you offensively and defensively calling plays as a head coach?
I just not shown that ability to do that is just it's very unique.
Okay.
Right?
So it's not an offensive defensive thing. You're just saying being a head coach that can call
and
plays is rare.
I feel like younger coaches, like all these coaches that are, in their early 30s that are, you got a couple in the Super Bowl in their early 30s, but in their mid 30s there, I just feel like they kind of grew up doing that. I don't know. It just feels like I don't want to say a first-time head coach. Obviously he's not, but kind of starting over, hitting reset. It just feels like that would be a duty that he could give to somebody else so he could truly focus on being the manager of the entire team on game day and not just calling the defense.
Yeah, and look, turnover is happening. We mentioned Dennis Allen making this team his own. As we said, Brandon Nugent out as offensive line coach, bringing Doug Marrone back in. Be interested to see, does he get into the OC mix at all? We'll know more about Marrone in a little bit. Also letting Curtis Johnson go, right? Long-time Payton assistant, member of that 06 staff, the 09 Super Bowl team, went on to be Tulane's head coach, had some nice moments, struggled in the end, ends up back on staff with Sean Payton coaching wide receiver. So, like, another kind of key stalwart of the Payton era out. They also moved on from the strength coach, Dan Dalrymple, who's been with the team since 2006.
Yeah.
Sean Payton, another key member, out. So even though this is presented and is a kind of keeping of the status quo, a kind of continuation of what has worked up to this point, Dennis Allen not being shy about making some of the hard decisions that we just assumed he would kind of forego. So Dennis Allen will continue to monitor the offense. Who's he bring in as OC? I like the Doug Marrone thing for a couple of reasons. First off, I think that Doug Marrone's resume is one of the best in the entire league if you're talking about getting him a line coach, and he's now no longer at Alabama. So screw you, Alabama. And shout out to Marrone. It's got to be so nice not to have to recruit. especially in the age of NIL and everything else, to be able to just go back to the NFL. He's got to be very excited. I wonder if he's going to be the OC at all. I think they would have announced it if he would, but we'll see. We'll monitor the situation going forward. All right, coming up next, we're going to talk to Coach Will Wade about what his team has gone through recently, getting the big win over A&M to stop the losing streak, where they go from here. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to DonaldsonGlassandBody.com, DonaldsonGlassandBody.com, or DGBAuto.com. And remember, if you get an accident in Ascension Paris, especially Gonzales, the law cannot tell you who gets to tow. You say, I want DG&B, and you're going to get $100 off those towing fees. So $100 off when you get your tow from Donaldson Glass and Body if you're in the Gonzales area. Remember, the police cannot tell you who gets to tow. The insurance companies cannot tell you where to go. The answer to both is the best body shop in the state. That's Donaldson Glass and Body.
Yeah, really your one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, and it can be something small like an oil change. It can be a glass repair or a replacement, and certainly they can handle, if you need new tires, if you need a realignment, all those things you can do. And, of course, the paint and body shop, best in the state. T-Bob and I tell you that every single day. So go check them out. Go check out them online on the website, dgbauto.com, dgbauto.com, DonaldsonGlassandBody.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Thinking about a new car for the new year? Come on down to Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, where you never pay over MSRP. There's no markups, no gains. You can reserve yours today. Make the decision now. Come on down to Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Before we begin any electrical work here, we perform a home safety check that begins at your electrical panel to make sure that you and your family are safe. For all your upgrades, installations, and repairs, call Mr. Electric.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
This isn't just another day, it's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
So join us for Thursday's AFR presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Mario and I back in for Matt for another day. What's the latest with Dennis Allen and the New Orleans Saints? We're talking about it 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. It is time to boot up with the general, the head coach of LSU basketball, Mr. Will Wade, fresh off a nice win over Texas A&M, getting right after a bit of a rough patch. 15-0 with the starting lineup they used against A&M. Coach Wade now 10-0 in his time at LSU against the Aggies. Coach Wade, what's going on, man? How'd it feel good to get back in that win column the other day?
Yeah, losing isn't a lot of fun, so it was certainly good to get back in that left-hand column and get a win. And I was proud of our guys. I thought, we didn't play perfect by any stretch, but we looked more like ourselves, and now we've got to build off that as we move forward here.
Yeah, and we'll get into X and the impact that he has, and it's very obvious now, right? But I do want to ask you about you, Coach, because you've coached a lot of basketball, and you've been a head coach in college basketball for over a decade now, and yet, despite that, because you've been very good, you had never actually gone through a streak like you just did, the losing 6 or 7, all that sorts of things. What did you learn maybe about yourself or your team going through this rough patch recently?
Well, I mean, look, you learn about your team, you learn about yourself, your staff, everything. When things are rough, anybody can do good work when the conditions are great and when everything's going well, everybody's fired up. But how can you respond when things aren't going as well as they need to? And so, we learned a lot. Our guys, we never stopped playing hard outside. We had a little lapse at Vanderbilt there, but against Ole Miss, we played extremely hard. Like, it's not like we weren't playing hard. We just couldn't get the results that we wanted. So that made it difficult, and that made it challenging. But I was proud of the way our guys, our program, everybody really responded and to come back, and we moved the ball well. We still turned the ball over too much, but we had the most assists we'd had in a month, and everything just looked a little bit better against A&M, and hopefully we can look even better on Saturday against a really good Mississippi State team.
And Coach, early in the season, you kind of had the rotation that you liked figured out, and obviously it's working really well. To finally get that back, this is a rotation and a group of guys that is 15-0 when they're on the court together and they're healthy. And to see them kind of get back into the swing of things, and the identity was known, it felt like right from the opening tip. I've got to imagine it was good to see that group out there together.
Yeah, it was just a lot easier. Tari was coming off the bench. Gaines was coming off the bench. Really, X makes a huge difference. I don't need to say that again. But those top 7, we need all of those top 7 because the rotations don't work without those 7. And then the 8th, like we put in Justice, just because he had practiced a little bit better. Fudge was a little bit hurt, and we thought the matchups were better. The 8th, is a 10 to 15 minute a game guy. We can, whether it's Justice, Fudge, or Sharif, we can kind of, plug whoever fits in there. But those top 7 are huge for the rotation because all those guys are getting 22 plus minutes a game. They're playing a majority of our minutes, and just being able to have all of those that's the first time we've had all the top 7 healthy since before Christmas.
Yeah.
I think we hadn't had them all healthy since maybe the Louisiana Tech game because Tari was out for Lipscomb and Murray was out for Auburn. So it's not the starting lineup makes a difference, but the biggest impact is having those top 7 all as healthy as they can be. We're not like 100% healthy by any stretch.
No.
You know how no team is at this point, Jacob. You know how that goes in T-Bob. But having all those top 7 ready to go is huge.
So yeah, and so because that is obvious, right? And we mentioned the 15-0 stat, and you could just feel like even a football meathead like me, where I obviously do not understand the intricacies of the game and kind of seeing the game behind the game, but you could just feel how different it is when you have X and you're able to bring Tari and Gaines off the bench and everything. With that now being so apparent, what's kind of your message to your team to where if something did happen, maybe a guy has to miss a couple games or something, how do you kind of get their mind right? Because you're always supposed to adopt that like next man up mentality, but that sounds good.
Well,
but a lot of times, like whatever, it's not the next man up.
I'm not going to get it. There's 2 or 3 guys we've got to have play every game of those top 7.
Mm-hmm.
The other 3 or 4 we can work around with some of the other guys that we have. Obviously, it's pretty obvious. Penson's one of those 2 or 3 we have to have out there.
Yeah.
There's another couple, Brandon Murray being one. That just, we just don't really have a workaround for at this point. There's some of them that we can work around and we can step up with some other guys. So, that's the main point is, guys, have a little confidence. When we're whole, we're very good. We look a lot closer to how we looked at the beginning of the year, and we're going to continue to get better. When we are whole and when we are feeling better, we're going to continue to get better, continue to improve. And so, hopefully this can be this is going to be a huge game on Saturday. Hopefully this can be a jumping off point for us to kind of surge here down the stretch.
Yeah, that's what I say, right? If you're going to struggle in the middle for sure, and then get healthy for the final run.
I told everybody, I said, nobody goes to the movie for the beginning or the middle. Everybody goes to the movie for the ending, right?
Hell yeah, dude.
If you go to a movie, I'm not much of a movie buff, but if you go to the movies, all you remember is basically the ending. So let's make sure we give them something memorable to remember.
Bro, look at Game of Thrones. They built up so much goodwill over like a decade, and then they blew it with the ending. So yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Coach. Before we look forward to Mississippi State, because I do want to get you to preview them in a bit. How about the first half defensive effort specifically against A&M? That felt like some clinic tape.
It was stifling. Our stunts we were very, very good. We were very, very good. I thought our stunts, just our rotations. Outside of the defensive rebounding, they missed 22 shots in the first half. We gave up 10 offensive rebounds. Outside of that, we were excellent. We were excellent defensively. That was how we needed to look. That was how we had looked, for parts of the year at the beginning of the year. And our quickness, our length, our athleticism, we were getting all of that. Into the game, and so I was very, very pleased with what I saw. And now we've got to do it for a complete game.
Yeah, Coach, as we preview Mississippi State coming up, this is a team that's right on the edge of being a tournament team. Like when you look at it, bracketology, I think they're like the first 4 out, and last night they play a very good Tennessee team. And so when you look at Mississippi State, 14-9 overall, they've got a 500 record in conference, but like you mentioned, a very good basketball team. What are some of the things that fans can expect from Mississippi State?
Well, it's a huge game. They're ahead of us. We're 5-6. They're 5-5 in the league. So they've got to play a crazy thing with Missouri here coming up later on. I think next week they play like Missouri on Friday and Sunday.
Oh wow!
And home and home because they missed some games for COVID. But look, they're huge. They pound the ball inside. Garrison Brooks was transfer from North Carolina, whose dad's a longtime SEC assistant at Mississippi State. George Brooks, tremendous guy. He was preseason ACC Player of the Year last year. Tremendous from the mid-range. Tolu Smith is a load around the basket, and then Iverson Molinar, the second leading scoring guard in the league, to Note from Arkansas, who just torched us at the end of the game. And so they got DJ Jeffrey as a top 40 player, transfer from Memphis. They got Moore, a transfer from NC State, who's a good shooter. They bring some length and athleticism off the bench with Garcia and Matthews and Rocket Watts, a transfer from Michigan State. And then they've got Javion Davis, a transfer from Alabama. So 4 of their 5 starters are transfers. They've got they're just physical. They're different than a lot of other SEC teams. They play huge. They play, I call it bumper cars, but they've got they just got 2 big guys down there on the block. They're just trying to smash it inside, get it on the backboard, and go finish off that backboard. So it'll be a big challenge. They're top 3 in the country in offensive rebounding. It'll be a big challenge for us to get in there and be able to rebound.
Coach, one more before I let you go here. I know that we are very much focused on the task at hand, but over the last few weeks, there's been some really nice recruiting news coming down the pipeline as well. I know that you've been out there actively talking about how forward-thinking and involved LSU is going to be in evaluating the transfer market as well, because you have to be nowadays. How you feeling about the future right now?
Well, I'm excited. I feel good about things. I feel good about the group we have here, and I feel good about where we're heading. But I mean, you've always got to keep getting better. I mean, this conference is so tough. The sledding in this conference is just so tough, and it's only going to get tougher. I mean, everybody's just kind of eating their own. Everybody's really good. Everybody's bunched up. Everybody's pretty close, and so the differences are going to be in the margins and winning some of these recruiting battles down the stretch, whether it's high school kids or in the portal, because one player who can make you 2 or 3 extra plays a game, that's the difference in 2 or 3 wins in this league. And so everything boils down to that.
There you go, Coach Will Wade, the general, this Saturday in the PMAC, 7 p.m. Pack out the PMAC, Mississippi State versus LSU. Let's go Tigers. Boot up. Coach, thank you so much, man.
Thanks, guys. Boot up. Don't forget, we got a huge women's game tonight. We're going to be there. We play Georgia tonight at 7:30. We need everybody there for that one, too.
Hell yeah, I'll be in that number. My daughter for sure. Coach Wade, take it easy. And when we get back here, close out hour 1 of Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
6G. Network.
Bayou Ford has 0.9% for 60 months on new Ford F-150 plus $1,000 bonus cash. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. And right now, get $1,000 bonus cash plus 0.9% APR for 60 months on new 2021 Ford F-150. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Jimmy Odd and Charles Hannegriff, the handyman. We're live at our regular Thursday evening place, Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, downtown. It's our football watch party. Oyster and beer specials all night long. Game Time presented by Bet Rivers from Jolie Pearl, Thursday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. Me be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking. Or you and your
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Hey, remember, welcome back to Off the Bench. Remember a couple weeks ago we were talking about the prescribed burning of the LSU football program and how what you witnessed in that Texas Bowl was the prescribed burn before building, before the forest rebuilds itself?
Yes.
Well, LSU, under Brian Kelly now, up to 80 scholarship players out of the 85 you're allotted.
It's been a while since you've been in the 80s.
To 80. So your seeds are starting to take root. And I also bring this up because if you're driving around Baton Rouge today and you see some flames, some literal flames, don't be alarmed. Because right now, Breck, this Thursday, it's starting its first ever prescribed burn at Howell Community Park. How about that? The exact thing that we talked about actually being utilized now by the Baton Rouge Parks and Recreation System. It was in the Advocate today. And as they go on to explain in the article.
You read the paper today?
Well, I read online. Burning controls diseases, insects, invasive plants, while returning nutrients to the soil that promote further growth. It's also cheaper than maintaining the land, and it's the gold standard. Prescribed burns are the gold standard for maintaining a natural area because of the nutrients it provides to the soil by torching dead plants that may otherwise slow the infiltration of stormwater into the soil. So, to help with flooding, to help with all of these things. But how about that? The same time in which we've leaned into this prescribed burn analogy, rebuilding the LSU football program, you're going to literally see it in your parks here around BR. You got to love it, dude. And it looks like it's working on the football front. Shout out Brian Kelly, 80 of the 85 scholarship players now.
I love that you got there by going there.
Yeah, it was a circuitous route, but we got there eventually.
You don't need to be trying to burn anything. I've heard about you burning Christmas trees around Christmas time.
Never had a problem.
Yeah, it gets a little hairy though, I heard.
We never had a problem. Hose was at the ready at all times.
Hose, the
heavy wind,
the little drippy water hose.
I will say this:
it's not going to put out anything.
I am not in charge of the safety around the fire. That would be my very handy neighbor, who I would trust with my life. Actually, he's very responsible in that way. Shout out to baseball as there's a couple new members of the G team, which I guess Gordon McKernan is calling his NIL squad of athletes, which I think if I'm the marketing director, if you don't do like A-team TV commercial parodies, then you've really missed out on a great opportunity here. But it looks like the latest Trey Morgan and Cade Doty joining the G team with Keishawn Butte, Sean Squirrel Burrell, and Alexis Morris. So they see that's a perfect A-team mixture even right there. You got male, you got female, you got black, you got white, you got different sports. Like you could do really good commercials with that. Also be on the lookout. There's Super Bowl commercials with Malik Neighbors, Miles Frazier, Kyron Lacey, Greg Books, Keishawn Butte, all those guys.
Well done, NIL, starting to work.
Unless you're Auburn and Brian Harsin. Or Clemson and Dabo.
Yeah, nothing's working there.
We'll talk about Harsin later on. Keep it locked, OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Patient Plus Urgent Care. Patient Plus Urgent Care. Actually saw Rube and the family at Hibachi yesterday. But look, if you've never been to Patient Plus Urgent Care, you've probably seen them popping up throughout the city. You've probably seen their billboards everywhere. It's a beautiful kind of orange and blue motif. And, well, go into Patient Plus because when you do, you're going to be blown away. This is not your run-of-the-mill urgent care, okay? The facilities are truly state-of-the-art. They're spacious. You feel great about the treatment that you're given. And it's all, we're in the digital age now, right? So once you create that profile, Jake, it's very easy to sign in when you have to go back. No paperwork, no BS. Get in, get better, faster with Patient Plus Urgent Care.
Yeah, because look, things happen when you have children, when you have situations pop up, you're looking for somewhere to go. Patient Plus is that place to go. Check them out online, patientplusuc.com. Get in and
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
I mean, you guys are out on the front lines, fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Ochsner Health.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. on Thursday, February 10th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see clear skies with a high of 70. In case you missed hour 1 of the show, you can now catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. Coming up on OTB, Chef Michael Johnson joins us up next for some munchies. Josh Pate of CBS Sports joins the show at 8:30, and former NFL quarterback Ryan Leaf joins us at 9:30. You can follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN, or watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome in hour number 2 of OTB, and we're kicking it off today with our guy, Chef Michael Johnson, answering all your Munchies questions. Executive chef for the LSU, for all of LSU. Hey, look, we'll get into some other things this hour. I have a very random Domino's story that I want to clown Domino's with. Which maybe we can actually ask Chef a bit of a trash pizza question. And then we'll talk, we got Josh Pate coming up. Of course, Pate State, late kick Josh, talk a little college football. Alvin Kamara's attorney has offered a statement following the incident in Las Vegas. So we'll get to that as well. But first, let's start with Chef Michael Johnson in the Munchies. Chef, what's going on, man?
Morning, guys. I'm good.
Okay, so since I'm going to clown Domino's a bit next segment, and maybe you don't have to clown. If we were talking trash pizza, right? So you're like very nationally branded delivery pizzas. Do you have one that you like better than the others, or how would you rank them?
So that's kind of a funny question you asked. When I worked for the Seahawks, we had multiple different sponsorships that came in, and at some point we were a Papa John's. And then they had that fiasco with Papa John, and so we became we dumped Papa John's overnight and created our own pizza program until a new sponsorship came in, and then we became Pizza Hut. And I flew to Plano, Texas, and had to learn how to make Pizza Hut pizzas the Pizza Hut way, which was awesome. But I think everybody in the stadium all agreed, like, if we went to Domino's, we were all just going to, pick it. And as a salaried manager, you can't really strike, but I'm pretty sure we were all going to strike if we went to Domino's. So
yeah, it's awful. How about this too? This sort of dog is sitting around. So they spent. Have y'all seen the Domino's commercials? Like, we gave out $100,000 to local business.
Yeah, right.
They spent $50 million on that ad buy. They spent $50 million. To talk about bragging, giving $100K to these local businesses. Whatever, though. We'll get there next. Hashtag Munchies. Daniel Basham asks, Chef, did the person who invented heart candies have no taste buds? Huh. Not a fan of the heart candies here at Valentine's Day.
Maybe not any teeth either. They were purposeful when you were like 8 and you could tell the girl sitting next to you, you know how you felt?
Yep.
But that was hoping she had a good dentist as well.
All right, speaking of Valentine's Day, we've got a lot of the same question inside the chat. Go to Valentine's Day meal if you're trying to impress your significant other.
Yeah, I mean, I think like a medium done filet mignon that maybe even still has the bone on it with like a dark demi glaze with some mushrooms, and like not just any mushrooms, like forage mushrooms, wild mushrooms, and just kind of a traditional plate, like, Oscar asparagus and a nice bottle of dark red wine and some dark chocolates. And I don't know. I think that kind of goes along the lines of what I would expect on a Valentine's Day.
I'll go on a date with you, Chef. If you don't have a date, I'll be your Valentine.
And that's another thing. Like I prefer to cook on Valentine's Day. Not deal with the chaos of the restaurants, because every chef loathes Valentine's Day.
God.
It's one that you just like, oh God, not today.
I guess I never really considered that from the chef perspective. That's fine. I prefer to eat on Valentine's Day, Chef, so that lines up perfectly.
Right,
me and you.
Y'all's dates work.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll bring the heart candies. Hashtag Munchies. Best. I don't understand this question. Hashtag Munchies. Favorite chips. I'll just do this a little filler. It was in there. Favorite chips.
Potato chips?
Yeah.
I'm a Ruffles guy. Like,
oh, wow.
I have a little thing for like cheddar cheese Ruffles. Although, you put a can of Pringles in front of me and that sucker's going to disappear. I don't care what flavor it is. It's just in principle alone. Yeah.
Here's one that I wanted to ask, Chef. And it was about the wine. So you mentioned a great dark red or whatever, right? With that steak and everything, and pairs great. Everybody's always got their kind of like back pocket wine where it's like a nice mixture of value and quality. What is your a glass at the end of the day? What are you drinking?
Back in the day, I used to have this wine, and it depends on the year, right? Like as time progresses, it has to change unless you have the pocket money to keep up with it. But
yeah,
I used to really love this. It was Brothers in Arms, and like I was like 27 at the time, maybe a little bit older. But they had a Syrah that was just fantastic, and it was only like $35.
Yeah,
and it just checked all the boxes. Like it was a medium-bodied red. It went well with red meat. It just was kind of fruity. It was Australian or New Zealand, I think maybe. And I don't know. I like medium reds. I don't like full-bodied dry reds. I don't like to wake up feeling like I swallowed a sandbox. So.
Yeah, especially when you pair a pack of cigarettes with those full-bodied dry reds. It's not a good feeling the next day.
Oh, God. Hashtag Munchies, yay or nay on pastelaya?
Yeah, I eat pastelaya. I mean, it's not my go-to or anything, but I'll definitely eat pastelaya. I kind of prefer it to be like shorter noodles rather than long spaghetti noodles, so that it's more manageable, I guess.
There you go, Danny. No long noodles there. David Basham has like Munchies. What's on your Super Bowl menu this weekend?
I'm not doing much for the Super Bowl. I kind of relax on the Super Bowl. I'm probably going to go to my brother's and let him cook. It's one of those things, like the shoemaker's kids have no shoes. Yeah.
Even though that's kind of a lot of pressure on your brother. Hashtag Munchies. Best slump buster meal.
Oh man, that's good.
I've been steering
clear. One that I prepare, you mean?
I think that's what he's asking. Yeah, if you were, not that you've
trying
ever
to
been
raise
in a
the
slump,
spirits.
But yeah, if you were best slump
really,
buster,
it's going to start with a whole fish, right? Like I love cutting a fish, and so whatever kind of fish it is, it's going to be whole, whether it's salmon or probably a goldfish, and start there. And I make these sweet potato puree where it's not too sweet, got a little salt, a little cayenne. A little, just a pinch of cinnamon. I know you're going to probably fall over here in that, but and then probably some greens of some sort, some colorful greens on the plate. I really like to cut the fish. I like the process of cutting the fish and treating it, as it deserves to be treated, and walking it through the entire process. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're like, just I can do this. I can dress this fish, and then you eat a little.
You're good
dead
enough.
fish.
You're strong enough, and gosh darn it, people like you.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, and then you eat a little dead fish to get ready to eat a little dead fish. That's great. Hashtag Munchies, malt or milkshake?
Well, that's a good one. I don't. I guess milk. I wouldn't turn either one of them down, but I guess milk. Yeah.
Hashtag Munchies, ever had burnt-in hot dogs, cut it up in pieces, and followed the same smoking process?
No.
Burnt-in hot dogs.
No.
Burnt-in hot dogs. Wait, I'm confused. Are you talking about burnt ends, like putting a bun, or are we talking about just burning the ends of hot dogs?
I think like burnt ends, like the barbecue in a bun.
Okay, that actually sounds great.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, like eating it like a hot dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I could do that. That's I could do that. Yeah, I thought we were talking about burning
the hot dog wiener.
Darkening hot dogs. I was like, oh my God, no, it's already bad enough what it is. Yeah.
Hashtag Munchies. Jack Landis wants you to rank your favorite crustaceans.
Okay. Well, you'll be surprised. Lobster is not going to probably be anywhere near the top 10. Blue crab is going to be up there at number 1, number 2. Langoustines. Tiger prawns. I like abalone. I don't know if crustacean or shellfish. I'm gonna include shellfish.
Yeah. That's what I assumed. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and people are gonna freak out about this, but I love the briny saltwater oysters over the freshwater oysters, and they're small and they're more expensive. But I learned to really enjoy briny saltwater oysters. And then probably a freshwater oyster below that.
What about what's a tiger prawn? I know a prawn. It's like a shrimp, basically.
Yeah, it's just like a species of prawn. They get really big, but they're and like a ruby red. Oh, you know what? I've completely forgot. Number one is definitely going to be a spot prawn. That's the best crustacean that I have ever had. They have this like sweet meat, and they come from like up near BC and Alaska, and there's a really short season on them, and the meat is really sweet on them. They're just delicious.
All right, that's not one.
Can you get that here? Can you get that here?
You'd have to import it. You
Okay.
can't. I mean, yeah.
All right.
Or not import it, but bring it in, yeah.
Yeah, hashtag munchies. Which state or region claims to have great cuisine, but it's actually not that great?
Oh.
That's a good one. I'm going to probably hack some people off with
Yeah,
this
that's
one.
fine.
But,
Just go ahead.
like I feel like all Texas has is barbecue, and I don't, like I've never really been too fond of any. Yeah, I'm sorry for everybody that's going to be hacked off over that, but like you go up the Mississippi River from anywhere from New Orleans all the way up to St. Louis and into Kansas City on the Missouri River, and you're going to find some dang good barbecue. And like tromping out in the middle of Texas, that it doesn't appeal to me. I've had good food in Texas, but I think that regionally there's Chicago, Seattle, New York, New Orleans, Louisiana as a whole has this melting pot of people, and so Texas is one that I've always kind of been left to be desired.
Hey, Chef, it's fine. So 11:30 a.m. the Tiger plays like the last 2 hours of our 3-hour show. So we're 11 minutes in, and on that station you can hear us all the way to Tyler, Texas.
Hell yeah.
So, hey, you waited 10 minutes to offend them?
That's good.
It's okay.
Good.
I'll be on the road by the time they catch up to me.
Hell yeah. I approve of this message. Screw Texas, dude.
Unless you're listening to us, and then keep listening.
Yeah. Well, if they are, maybe they probably feel like screw Texas a little bit as well. They're just there by happenstance.
I do like the barbecue in Austin, Texas. Like some of the best barbecue in the world is in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, Salt Lake's
I'll give them that.
fantastic.
Yep.
Jeff, so I screwed up and I haven't been able to read the article yet, but a couple people linked it to me. You had a nice little piece on the kitchen and everything the other day, huh? How'd that go?
That was pretty cool. Yeah, it was really cool. They actually showed up, and I was really stressed out that day. Like I was having car troubles, and there was a lot of things going on in my personal life that were kind of aggravating my nerves, and they showed up, and I kind of had forgotten that they were going to be there. And they did a really good job of editing my tension out, and we loosened up and we walked around, and it turned out really well. I thought, they handled it really well, and I didn't expect them to do the little piece on me. It was supposed to be focused on the nutrition center, but when we started talking about how I got there, they felt like it needed to be part of it, and I got a really good response from that. It was a fun deal, and I thought that they did a pretty good job with it too.
Yeah, you killed it, man. And a ton of people sent it to me. We'll tweet it out too right after this interview. Okay, last one here, Chef. Shane LeBlanc wants to know: great tuna steak or beef steak?
That's a good one. For me, it's going to be probably great tuna because I'm putting myself on the boat and I'm catching the tuna. Unless I'm raising the cow and I've given it a name and gone through that whole process. I like being able to catch the fish and cut it myself and run the knife down the bones. There's kind of a romance behind doing it yourself, and I think for that reason I would go tuna over beef.
I mean, look, we've learned a chef gets really turned on by dressing fish. I love it, dude. I agree, man. I would love to have that skill. Sounds very meditative, very
it is.
very fun.
Yeah.
All right, Chef. Thank you so much, man. Chef Michael Johnson. We have him on every week. He answers Munchie's questions. It's been years. He's the absolute best. Executive Chef LSU Athletics. Holla, Mike. We'll talk to you later, man. Damn, that Valentine's meal. You kidding me? Because you know me. You know me, Jake. I'll try anything. I like fancy. But the older I get, I like the fundamentals. And what he described there was a fundamental meal, right? What'd he say? Bone-in filet. There's a little asparagus on the side.
Mm-hmm.
What was the carb? Did he say mashed? He didn't say mashed potatoes. I can't remember. Either way, that sounds amazing.
So you'll appreciate this. I was doing the SEC show with Pat Bradley yesterday.
Sure.
And he has the same belief and you go to a pizza place, you get pepperoni or cheese.
Yep.
You go to the ice cream parlor, as he said.
Yes.
You get vanilla.
Yeah.
He had the same. I said, you and T-Bob, my co-host.
It makes sense. It's honestly, it's born out of athletics. What do your coaches always tell you growing up? If you can't do the fundamentals, like if you can't dribble with both hands without looking at the ball, I don't want you crossing over and sending through the leg and practicing spin moves and stuff. No, let's just learn to dribble first, right? Like John Wooden always talks about, you don't put on the socks your right way, you're going to get blisters. You have blisters, you can't play, okay? Let's freaking learn to put our socks on. So I don't care how fancy schmancy all your Sundays are. If you don't make a good vanilla bean, you're garbage. Get the hell out of here. Same thing with pizza.
You think when Pat Bradley, I made him say Pala over and over again, he's like, okay, I get it.
Pala's pretty good, though. I mean, in terms of
Shooting
words.
God.
Yeah, I was going to say, in terms of words that you could say with a Boston accent,
That's
parlor is about as intensely Boston as you could possibly get. I also like Mangione sauce, but I like a sweet red sauce, and I know that is not I know that is not traditionally the traditional Italians. I don't believe are into the sweet red, right? I think they want their red gravy a little.
I'm Irish, not Italian. I love Mangione sauce.
Yeah, I'm also I like ketchup. Okay, so I'm obviously addicted to sugar, like everybody else in our generation. It just kind of is what it is. That boat has sailed. When we get back, let's make fun of Domino's some. And then, like I said, we got a top 20 matchup coming to the PM. We got Josh Pate coming up. And that statement from Alvin Kamara's attorney. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Christ fans, Skip Urban and myself, Dan Canterbury, for Hold the Rope with Skip and Cano this Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. when our guests will be former Super Bowl participant Jimmy Williams and Scott Rabelais from The Advocate. Hold the Rope, Saturday 1 to 3 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What are you two giggling about back there, Mario and Danny?
I'd rather not say.
Can't help but feel that I'm at the nail salon right now, and y'all are clowning us a little bit, and we can't understand what's going on.
No, I'm just laughing at the lyrics of the song that Danny chose.
That laugh, or whatever that is that Mario does, it's like the old
It's
cartoon.
a dog from Wacky Racers.
Yeah, okay. We talked about that? Okay, because I can't.
Muttley.
Yes.
Muttley,
His name
yes.
is Muttley.
Yes.
That
yes,
is his
Muttley.
laugh.
Yeah.
If he thinks something's really funny,
That's really
his
funny.
laugh.
It's
Yeah.
when I'm trying to conceal it, but I can't help it.
No, you do a very bad job.
Should our
It's fine, though. I mean,
should our Citizens Bank and Trust poll question of the day be are olives good or not? There seems to be a lot of debate going on in the chat. Quick look around the room. I kind of hate olives, actually.
I like olives on a muffaletta, not really anything else.
I think it's so overpowering. I don't like muffaladas for that reason.
Olives
what about you?
Olives are straight in the right setting. I agree with Hester.
Okay, so we're going to give you a thumbs up on the olives. Danny, where are you at? You're the tiebreak here.
No, not a fan.
Okay, so I feel like, bro, if we're going 50-50 in-house, Citizens Bank and Trust poll question day. Fan of olives, yes or no? There you go. Bam. Giving the people the real sports polls that everybody cares about. Keeping the random food stories rolling. I don't know. Oh, yeah, by the way, we are in the article just dropped in The Athletic right now, just about 2 hours ago by John Greenberg and Brody Miller. The title of which, Jake, is Everyone Loves Joe. Why Joe Burrow's treasured by Bulldogs, Buckeyes, Tigers, and Bengals. And I talked to Brody for about 20 minutes the other day. Basically, what it is just it's just an article talking about all the things we talk about in the show. Just, the like kind of Jesus effect, like the ability of him to like get people to straight up feel like his apostles and follow him blindly and yada, yada, yada. So I think it's going to be a great read, but I'd recommend go checking it out in The Athletic. Speaking of other random food stories that cost my mind, I don't know why this triggered me so badly, but the absurdity of it is just wild. And I'm talking about Domino's. And I'm talking about what we just talked about, where Domino's, you've probably seen these commercials, right? They're talking about giving $100,000 to local businesses. In the form of gift cards, which is funny. But I mean, granted, whatever. They're still helping the business. But I guess what Domino's is doing is some franchisees bought some local business gift cards, and then we're adding those to orders to their customers.
Yeah, just putting it on the box, correct?
Yes. And Domino's, they have these commercials. They were like, these restaurants are just blown away that another restaurant Domino's would be helping them, would be saying, hey, don't buy from here, buy from here. And it's like, wow, $100K, good job, Domino's. And that is a good job. Like, that's, you know what? I'm sure some people were helped by that. But in terms of how much you actually could do, makes it start to ring a little hollow when you spend $50 million on the ad buy saying you gave away $100,000 in gift cards. $50 million, y'all. I'm not a mathematician.
What did Joe Burrow say earlier this week at Media Day? Work in silence.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should do that in silence. If you're doing it for the right reason.
Or like, I don't even care if you want to promote it, but just
there's
even out the ratio.
There's so many
if
ways.
We're spending $50 million on the ad buy, spend $20 million in like the restaurant support or something.
Look, there's so many ways to get the message out there that wouldn't cost $50 million.
Yes,
in today's age, you get that message out there, it blows up on Twitter. That's exactly what. Like to each their own. Like for me personally, like with my foundation, like if I do something with the money, like for a youth team, if they want to be promoted, then we'll promote it. But if not, it's like it's not here for promotion. It's here for the reasons that you chose to give back to your community or whatever it might be.
And again, if you're gonna give, I don't care. And you want to, I don't care if you want to promote it if you want, but like you got to understand how it's going to reflect if you're spending literally 99.8% more money on the ad buy than the actual helping itself. Which, I did the math. $100,000, big amount of money.
It
is 0.2% of $50 million. 0.2%. Not even 1%. Couldn't even give 1% of the ad buy money to the local business. And look, I don't think I have any great insight or anything on this. I have no great point to be made. Maybe outside of this being some of the most absurd and shameless self-promotion I've ever seen. But I remember after Katrina when Sean Penn was getting all that crap because he was going out and he was in the boat and he's helping, but he brought a camera crew with him.
Yeah.
And it was to show, look, I'm out here, I'm in the streets, I'm helping. This is that, but on a much, much, much larger kind of dark corporate dystopian future that we currently live in. So I don't know. Domino's, your pizza's garbage. Actually, I don't know though. Whatever. Of course it is, right? All the cheap delivery pizzas kind of are. I feel like Papa John's kind of lost their way. And I know Papa John's ended up being an a-hole. Papa did. But that man eats 30 pizzas in 30 days for a reason, okay? Whoever took over ain't doing that.
Papa John's used to be really good.
Used to be good.
It is terrible.
I know.
And overpriced now.
I know.
It's like $98 for us to get pizza for the Hesters.
I feel like they really used to have better ingredients.
And now they don't.
I know.
Now, I'm not going to go down the road that you just went down. There's some times where Domino's and Pizza Hut, they get the job done for sure.
Any pizza will get the job done. Any pizza will get the job done. Hell, do you know how much frozen pizza this man has eaten in his life? I'm not a proud man. I like the hell out of frozen pizza. It gets the job
what are we talking about
done, but it's still garbage. That's what I'm saying. I think that it could still be. I think both can be
let
true.
someone walk through that door with a Domino's pizza right now. I bet you $1 to a donut, you're the first one who gets a piece.
No, Mario would be first.
That's okay.
Mario would go
very
first.
Very fair.
But then I would probably
Mario would get up. Oh, I'm hungry.
I would
doubt.
have a lot of trouble saying no. But I don't think this is a reflection of the quality of food, though. Again, it's my point. I have a lot of trouble saying no to a lot of foods. Yeah. I mean, you're talking about the man who, again, yesterday hit a couple squirts of Polynesian straight to the dome. So I have trash habits. This is true. But come on, Domino's. Give some more money to the restaurants if you're really about that life, okay? If you're really about it. I can't wait for the Domino's Super Bowl commercial, which they're going to spend $100 million on just for the commercial itself. Only be like, we gave away $10,000 to this one local business. Coming up next here on Off the Bench, we got to get that poll question up as well. But coming up next here on Off the Bench, we're going to look at Josh Pate, late kick Josh, somebody who's been kind of rocketing up the college football scene, if you will. Oh, and on the way out here, again, remember, tonight in the PMAC, top 20 matchup, number 14 LSU against number 17 Georgia, 7:30 p.m. Pack this place out. And stick around for Josh Pate next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. We tell them about you every day. Look, if you just have maybe you don't know what the answer to your car needs are quite yet, right? And these could be many. It could be like how many family members you have, what's your budget? Are you looking to buy a brand new 2022? Are you looking to get something more affordable, like a Toyota certified used vehicle? If you did go to your certified used vehicle, you'll still get warranty coverage and some of the advantages of having a brand new vehicle. But the point is, I've gone there in multiple different situations, but the common denominator is I came out of there with the exact answer that me and my family and what I could afford and what we needed. I came out with that answer thanks to All-Star Toyota at Baton Rouge.
Yeah, go check them out today, All-Star Toyota at BatonRouge.com. Check out that rental process. If you've got a trip coming up, T-Bob and I have trips coming up. If we wanted to rent something bigger, we could certainly do that. But if you need something even smaller, maybe you do have a weekend getaway, maybe you're going down to the Gulf Coast, whatever it might be, All-Star Toyota at BatonRouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has new Jeep Gladiator Rubicons in stock with $2,000 off MSRP. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. And right now, get $2,000 bonus cash on new 2021 Jeep Gladiator. Shop now at BayouCDJR.com. The crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz.
Jamar Chase and the Cincinnati Bengals face Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and the Los Angeles Rams in Super Bowl 56. Tune in for live play-by-play Sunday afternoon at 5:30 on your home for the NFL and Super Bowl 56, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Here 8:30, Thursday, February 10th. Very excited to be joined by our next guest, Josh Pate, at Late Kick Josh on Twitter, obviously for CBS 247 Sports, host of Late Kick Live, the Late Kick Podcast, the academic dean and athletic director of Pate State, and somebody who has just grinded his way up to a huge profile in the college football world, and it's just been awesome, man. He does great work, right? We're all trying to do great work. Josh does that. The people have spoken. The Rise speaks to it. Josh, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for hopping on with us.
I appreciate the intro. I think my bio is a little absurd, so we really need to shorten that thing. So I'm going to get my mom on that. But I wanted to ask you guys a question because I tuned in like right at the end of all the pizza discussion.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the live chat on your YouTube channel, and there's you may or may not know, there is a small mutiny forming in defense of Hunt Brothers Pizza. So if you'll give me like 20 seconds, I just want to carry the flag for Hunt Brothers, because if you're from rural Georgia, like the plight of rural America right now is the gas station that has Hunt Brothers Pizza runs the entire county, and they take takeout orders on Friday night.
Yeah.
Like the most popular restaurant in major cities would receive takeout orders. Hunt Brothers Pizza is one of the biggest like political lobbies in rural America, and I have no problem with it. I'm just telling you, if you live in bigger cities, I don't quite think people get what's going on out there.
It's an excellent point. My mom's from Manny, Louisiana. I've seen it firsthand, and it cut off as well. We are all ultimately a product of our environment, right? And you're right. I think just kind of intrinsic to a lot of the takes I had on the pizza front, I am showing my privilege, right? Because I never had to be reliant on a Hunt Brothers Pizza. But there has been many a road trip, many another time when I found Hunt Brothers Pizza on my plate. I would take Hunt Brothers over Domino's. I do stand by that. I believe that. Hey, Josh, so you had a take during the college football season that I enjoyed, or I kind of went around it, and then you had another one. Both my questions are surrounding Auburn right now, because college football is a game where if you invest in it a lot of times, you can see a very direct return on the investment. I'm talking about like monetary, culturally, buy-in, all these sorts of things. But then you're talking about Auburn the other day. You're talking about how it is possible to almost love a program to death. So how do these two things get married? Where is Auburn going so wrong? They're down to invest, but they're just not seeing any return on said investment.
Yeah, that's essentially it. It's such a fine line that you walk in any major college athletics, especially football, because you cannot survive without the money. And as both of you well know, and as everyone listening knows, the kind of money you really need to operate at the highest level is not going to come from state grants, and it's not going to come from, ticket sales and merch. It's going to come from private pockets. And you got to have that in the room. And Auburn has that in the room. I mean, there's a guy in Auburn that's nearly a billionaire off of selling lumber. So, yes, they've got the money in the room. Here's the problem. Just what I said. That guy got rich selling lumber. He didn't get rich on a grease board. He didn't get rich in the film room. He didn't get rich on the field. So sometimes people have several figures in their net worth. They have no earthly idea which way is up on a football field, but because of that net worth, they can contribute to the point where they feel they have say-so. And it's okay if it comes down to, what we're going to do with stadium design or facility enhancements, or we're going to change the logo. But, dude, when we're talking about which coach is best to lead this program, they didn't want him in there to begin with. Of course, by he, I mean Brian Harsin. And so this is not the first time it's happened there, is the point. Think about how ridiculous the situation is right now, where an Auburn coach just walked in, and he was only able to be hired because the athletic director was given permission by the interim president, who was in charge because the former president got fired, and the interim president is the president who was the president before him. And now, all this is real, by the way.
Yeah.
And now, so Auburn is situated in a situation where none of the big money wanted him, and so they had an axe to grind from day one. He had to swim upstream since day one. So anyway, all that's happening, and the collective reaction around Auburn is, oh, not this again. It's not even the first time they've seen it happen.
Josh, there's only so many places that I truly believe you can win a national championship. I think it's a handful of programs. Auburn has been one of those programs. We've seen them win one in the last, 12 years. But who in the hell would want to take that job right now? And look, I realize it is Auburn. I realize there's somebody that would take it. But Billy Napier a couple years ago, he turns it down. He waits out till he gets the Florida job. Just the way they've handled the last couple of coaches there with everything surrounding them, knowing that you're one mistake, one bad season away from them booting you out. Do you get paid still? Yes, unless they try to dig up something that maybe is not there and they get with cause there. But what kind of candidate would want, somebody worthy of the Auburn job? Who would want that job right now?
Well, so that's the question, and that's what makes this so transparent. Because no one who looks at this would ask any question other than what you just asked. But the reason it's transparent is because then you come to realize, wait a second, they're not looking to even fish from the same pool of candidates that most major programs would. These are folks who lobbied hard for Kevin Steele to get this job last time, and it's nothing against Kevin Steele. But when you're talking Auburn University, I mean, in theory, given the resources there and given the tradition that is there and could be there again, they should be fishing from the same pool of candidates that LSU just did, that Florida would, and that's just not the way they want to go about things. And so when you ask that, you're asking that from a common sense point of view. They would look across the table at you, and they would just kind of dismiss that, and they would grin out of one side of their mouth and shake their head and say, no. Don't worry. We're the same people who hired Gene Chizik and won a title once upon a time. We got this. And then you would have to say, all right, well, I got to get back to work.
Talking to Josh Pate at Late Kick Josh on Twitter. Again, rocking up. I want to get to LSU Saturday night, Brian Kelly, and what you think about the Tigers currently. But first, Josh, tell the people a little bit about your story, because I don't even fully know your story. I feel like all of a sudden you just started showing up constantly on my feed. I was like, damn, this dude's got great takes, so I follow you. You continue to blow up. It seems like the show's blowing up. So how'd you make this all happen?
Well, I was working in a fabric warehouse in Georgia, and I hated it, and I wanted to do something else. And all we would do, like anyone who's worked construction or in the AC industry or certainly in a fabric warehouse, all you do to pass the time all day is you just listen to sports talk anyway. I mean, that's literally how you make 8 o'clock get to 5 o'clock. So I would listen to it all day. And I mean, I always thought in the back of my mind, hey, I've got a little bit of God-given talent to do that. But I didn't have any friends in the business. I didn't have any family in the business. So I always thought that's just an industry I'll never get in. And so a few things happened. Namely, I kept going to work in a fabric warehouse. And so I realized I didn't want to do that. And I just badgered the program director at the ESPN radio affiliate in Columbus, Georgia, until he let me come in to observe. And observation turned into, oh, my co-host is sick. You want to hop on air one day? And so I hopped on air. That was around 2013. And they never took me off air. And that became TV. And that became launching my own show on my own free time in that TV studio. And I'm giving you about 7 years and 40 seconds. But that turned into 24/7 at CBS calling one day and saying, hey, we see the show you're doing. Why don't you just come do that here instead? So that was January of 2020. Here I am.
Wow, dude. Hell yeah, man. So a completely self-made media man here.
Yeah, no, that is a great story.
It's also very interesting because when you walk into the corporate world and you still want to do things the self-made way, a lot of times those 3 letters and that little logo there, they say, no, you got to do it this way now. But it's been really good here because largely, I say this with all due respect, CBS has stayed out of the way and trusted the process and kind of let me do things the way that I want to do them. So that's the best of both worlds.
Josh, I also got to ask you one more personal question. You have a very impressive upper body muscularly. Our producer here does as well. However, he has tiny, tiny little boy legs. How do you feel about leg day?
Twice a week.
Wow.
Because here's why it's necessary. Some people, like so you've been around all different body types in the locker room.
Yeah.
Some guys could never work out legs a day in their life, and they have like Herculean-looking calves.
Yeah.
Well, some of us don't have that. And it would not matter how many leg days you did. Some of us are predisposed, not even if you have chicken legs, but just whatever the layer is above chicken legs, some of us have those. And so you got to be hitting legs constantly because you could have 3 times the leg strength of those dudes, but they still got better looking legs. And it's just a tough world out here.
Yeah. Yeah, that is tough. So, Danny, there's hope for you as well. Josh, I do want to ask you an LSU question, obviously, since we have you here. Brian Kelly, they're up to 80 scholarships. They're going in the transfer portal and doing as well as anyone in the country at grabbing players. What kind of, from the outside, what kind of expectations do you have for this LSU team coming into next season?
Well, here's what's going to be funny. What's going to be funny is all these folks who think Brian Kelly has totally reinvented everything about himself, they're going to get in the season, and they're going to realize, we kind of forgot this guy's a veteran coach. People have been talking about Brian Kelly like he's a hotshot offensive coordinator who's now getting his first real opportunity, and let's just see what he's made of. We know what he's made of. That guy had Notre Dame perennially competitive in the playoff picture. That should not be possible at Notre Dame given the limitations today, and yet he did. And so, yes, what he's done is he's brought the same Christmas tree down to Baton Rouge. He's just put a bunch of new ornaments on it. So it looks different. From the outside, he's dancing over here, and he's being demonstrative this way like we've never seen him, and he's not stuffy Brian Kelly anymore. That's great, but it's also January and February. When it's 3rd and 7 in the first week of November in the third quarter against Alabama, you got one of the best football coaches in America, and that number you gave, that scholarship number getting into the 80s, that's the miracle.
Yeah.
Because you guys very well know that thing had gotten way, way down into the 60s once upon a time not too long ago. They're going to be fine. They'll be competitive this year, but it's not some 4-year rebuild at LSU. There may be a little hiccup, but they're going to be good really quick.
Yeah, actually pretty good timing for LSU that the transfer portal exists. And everybody's kind of like, oh, the transfer portal's so hard. But, like, could it be more perfect for a team trying to rebuild a transitional kind of class, and would Tigers be able to do? But, Josh, thank you so much, man. Josh Pate at Late Kick. Josh, catch a show, 247 Sports, CBS Sports. You can catch it on YouTube and everything else. Josh, thank you so much, man.
A pleasure, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Josh. Go follow at Late Kick Josh again. Just quickly rocketing up the college football world and will not stop anytime soon. All right, when we get back, let's close out hour number 2 of Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
DraftKings. Time to go to DraftKings, baby. That's right. And you want to use the promo code Baton Rouge when you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. So there's the DraftKings app where you can play all your daily fantasy and whatnot, if you want to do Showdown Captain mode and everything. And there's DraftKings Sportsbook app where you do your traditional gambling. The thing is, the accounts are tied, your money's tied, win money in one, you can spend in the other. Promo code Baton Rouge, and right now you get 56-1 odds on either team you're betting on this weekend in the Super Bowl. 56-1 odds with the promo code Baton Rouge, all one word.
Yeah, and in the sportsbook, man, they always have boosts for you. Like, they'll boost a parlay, or they'll have an NBA boost, a college basketball boost. They're going to make sure that you're having fun while you're playing as well. So go ahead, go into the App Store. You can download both apps right there. And like T-Bob said, you're kind of tied together for it. So they make it incredibly easy for you. Daily fantasy, always something to play. That's why it's called Daily Fantasy. You now got to search. Same thing in the sports book, man. NBA, college basketball, certainly the Super Bowl coming up with the Bengals and the Rams. Download both DraftKings apps today.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside, off the bench, Hunt and Hill, the early line. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person. Connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
If home is where the heart is, a roof is a shield. That's why for over 25 years, South Louisiana always turns to Garcia Roofing and Sheet Metal. For more information, visit garciadidmyroof.com.
A Thursday edition of Hunt and Hill. We are getting close to Super Bowl Sunday, talking Bengals and Rams, and we'll react to the Will Wade Show. Hunt and Hill, noon to 2 weekdays on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Couple of movie headlines here. This is from Variety. Zack Snyder reunited with Ray Fisher for Rebel Moon. First look at the Star Wars-inspired sci-fi epic. Oh, okay. And then I believe that there has been a new Jurassic Park trailer that just came out that Jake was watching. I think the new Jurassic Parks suck pretty horribly. The first one was aight. I didn't even see the second one. I haven't heard good things, so I guess I can't really comment.
Impersonation of Chris Pratt that you did.
Blue, chill out, Blue, and then he's just clicking. None of it landed for me. And again, I think I'm judging it extra hard because I know it like broke box office records and stuff. Steven Spielberg's Jurassic Park remains a masterpiece. I could literally leave any Jurassic Park after that in the dump. Even the one with Vince Vaughn.
Yeah,
which one was that? Lost Island, maybe? I don't know. Point is, though,
regardless,
in this new trailer...
Did anybody see Steven Spielberg's West Side Story that just came out? The reviews were like fantastic, like ratings, but it did very, very bad at the box office.
I know. I always feel so bad when that happens. Like you create a nice piece of art that you know is objectively good, but nobody sees it. I didn't see it.
Nominated for Best Picture, I believe. I really want to see it.
Picture.
I'm pretty sure it was. Danny, am I mistaken? Or he got Best Director nom for it?
I think Oscars going to 10 noms for Best Picture has really cheapened like what it means to get nominated for Best Picture. I mean, 10 movies in a single year, like.
I think they did
it's like a movie a month.
It feels like they did it like so movies that were really good, like Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man, like so those would get included, but they're not getting included.
No, yeah, because they're like too artsy to include genre films, but then they still don't do genre films, like you said, yeah. Like No Way Home's still nowhere to be seen.
No Way Home's the highest rated movie on Rotten Tomatoes this year that came out.
What do you know? The
Academy. And it made the most money.
The Academy, the West Coast elites thinking they're better than the people. Can't imagine that, can we? Coming up next hour, got a bunch to get to. We'll start making fun of Brian Harsin, Auburn, hear from Kamara's attorney, Brock
Ryan
Stafford, more and more Ryan Leaf.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Keep it locked, OTB. And go to GoTrosOutdoorPower.com, GoTrosOutdoorPower.com for all of your heavy equipment needs. You want to buy a piece of Hustler equipment, go to the #1 Hustler dealer in all of Louisiana. Zero-turn mowers, like whatever the case may be. When you buy from GoTros, they make it easy, and it's family, locally owned business, which we love to support here on OTB since we ourselves are local, right? And so when you buy from him, you're going to get full access to the parts department, full access to the service department. You're also going to get free delivery anywhere in the state. GoTrosOutdoorPower.com.
Yeah, you're going to get that free delivery no matter where you're listening. That is very important. It's one of those we make it easy parts of the tagline, but also Baton Rouge and Gonzales. They do have the 2 showrooms here locally, so go check them out. Go walk in the showroom, find that Hustler equipment, residential, commercial, zero turns, or power equipment. GoTrosOutdoorPower.com. We make it easy.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
I mean, you guys are out on the front lines fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Auctioner Health.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana.
Good morning, everybody. It's 9 a.m. on Thursday, February 10th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see clear skies with a high of 70. In case you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, You can now catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. Coming up on OTB OT, we talk to former NFL quarterback, current college football analyst for ESPN, Ryan Leaf at 9:30. You can follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN, or watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. OTB OT, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Man. Got a little dribble on my brand new pants. Hey, dark pants though.
A little coffee?
Harder to see, not coffee. Not coffee. But either way, coffee or a different type of dribble, harder to see.
Darker pants would be easier to see.
Really?
That situation.
No, if you have like a khaki or like a green, that shows up real quick. Yeah. Like this dark blue, granted, you might see a bit of a shade difference, but it's gonna. I think it's gonna blend well. I mean, it's gonna blend better.
All right.
Welcome back to OTB, hour number 3. Is that Citizens Bank and Trust poll question up? Do we have some early results? Maybe bring them up. I'll give you a second there.
What was the poll question? I forgot.
Are olives good or not?
Oh,
because
okay.
Here at Team OTB, we bring you the most pressing and relevant of sporting debates each and every day.
I mean, you don't become the 12th ranked show for no reason.
Exactly. You do it because you have Josh Pate on and Ryan Leaf and Chef Michael Johnson and Will Wade, and then you talk about dominoes and ad buys and everything. No, okay. So some things in our rundown that we didn't get to last hour that I want to touch on real quick here before we dive into hour number 3 in full. Alvin Kamara's attorney did release a statement yesterday saying Alvin Kamara has gained a well-deserved reputation for being a hardworking and community-minded individual. The recent Las Vegas allegations are not consistent with who Mr. Kamara has shown himself to be in both his public and private life. Therefore, we are conducting our own investigation into all of the circumstances and individuals associated with this matter to determine both the facts and motivations of all involved. You would hope that statement could read the allegations are not consistent with the video. Unfortunately, we know that is not the case. Now, for whatever it's worth, I do agree with him. Right, that's what a lot of us were saying at the beginning. Like, the story is not consistent with who we've understood Alvin Kamara to be. And granted, look, and I don't know him personally, so I don't know which. I'm not gonna plant my flag on either side here. Some will say, no, this is just like him. His true colors are showing. Others say no. I mean, to me, look, I know a lot of people who I would consider good people that have made bad, drunken decisions that are very similar to this one, even though if not blown up on a big stage. So I think you can't be a good person and make an awful decision and an awful mistake like this. That said, I'm sure that AK got a hell of a lawyer, and I know exactly, I'm sure that lawyer knows exactly what he's doing, laying this groundwork down. But you know what's crazy? You think about bad decisions, just a split-second thing. Someone told me, and I'm not sure how true this is, so this is very, very ballpark, but someone told me that this, you could be looking at when this is all said and done, could end up costing him around $12 million.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about legal fees, maybe potential settlements, whatever the case may be. Think about that. Just one poor drunken decision costing you $12 million.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the way that it happens. That's the way that it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about all the people that that have built up great names in the community and done so many things for other people and selfless and all those things, whatever you want to say about them. It would take one night of being a little deep in your cup, something happening, you acting out much faster than you normally would, but that doesn't matter because you still did it. And you did it, and everything you built up, you could do it for decades. You could do it for decades, and it's gone in just a second. And he's in that situation right now. And I think that's why you have his lawyer coming out in front and be like, hey, remember these things that he's done and who he is. This is not who he is. But at the end of the day, it still happened. So there's going to be consequences to what happened. Those consequences are going to be suspensions probably, right? Loss of wager.
So
I mean,
that'll be
obviously,
wages.
there's potential jail time. I mean, this is
So that's the other scary
battery.
part about this too. Is it is for Kamara at least, it is Las Vegas, and Vegas is notoriously a place where you don't want to get in trouble, right? Because they have to, they get a little wild. So they have to maintain this sense of, okay, you're going to party, you're going to get crazy here, but you will be safe. And so, yeah, like jail time, a real potential possibility here, especially even because of where it happened. Yeah.
What about the report that Roger Goodell in the NFL knew about this before he played in the Pro Bowl?
I saw that. I don't know that I really care, to be honest. I know I think I'm supposed to have a take where I'm like up in arms and like, how could Goodell let him play and everything? I don't care about anything involving the Pro Bowl. I think, in fact, this is a very distasteful but funny joke by Dak Cajun here. Kamara was the only NFL player to actually hit someone at the Pro Bowl. Distasteful, yes. Distasteful, yes. But the boys are laughing. It's a funny joke. It deserves, I mean, come on. It's what we do here on Off the Bench. But yeah, I don't care. Like, I'm not up in arms about Goodell. What I am up in arms about, if they find evidence that Stephen Ross, like outside of whatever you want to talk about the Brian Flores lawsuit, you know how we feel on it, but if they find, Jake, that Stephen Ross, if they have actual proof that he was offering $100K per loss, then Ross has got to be out of the NFL.
Gotta be.
Like, there's no question. Like, that's a way bigger deal than any of this. That's
Yeah, I mean, they're both. I understand they're both big deals, but this you talk about because they always talk about what protecting the shield, integrity. If you were trying to pay a coach $100,000 to lose a game so you could get a better draft choice, you can't be an owner anymore.
Yeah, and if you're talking about things that Roger Goodell could have potentially known that would make me care, I don't care that he knew about Kamara before the Pro Bowl. If he knew about it, if you could prove that, I mean, then you're talking about the commissioner being done for. Now, granted, Roger Goodell runs a tight ship. I'm going to go out here and say there is no way that he knew. And if he did, you ain't going to find any actual way to link it, right?
Yeah, because he works for those 32 people.
Yeah. Like
31 and then the Green Bay situation.
He going to be just fine. I wonder if Stephen Ross will be. And I wonder if AK will be. It's odd, man, because again, it feels weird to sit here and still feel like, I support and stand behind AK when that guy got his face broken, literally, which is brutal and awful. And so, I don't know, I guess it's just a really ugly story all around. And I hope that in the end, sometimes life has a funny way of doing this. I've talked about it at length personally about, some of my lowest moments have actually ended up being big positives for me, like getting a DWI and everything, which felt awful at the time, but they ended up being these great wake-up call and kind of learning lessons. So, so I think that I hope that one day Alvin Kamara can look back and he'll feel the same. And obviously I hope that the victim leaves like compensated and feels like they got what they deserved as well.
Yeah, and look, a right is right, a wrong is wrong, and just because, like you mentioned, T-Bob, you had a wrong, like we've all had wrongs, it's what do you do with that wrong and how do you try to make it as right as possible. Like, this is a situation that nobody's going to defend the actions of Alvin Kamara and what happened. They're just not going to, right? But now it's about, okay, learning from that, growing from that, knowing what you did, and trying to get back to that person that everyone that's ever come in contact with him says he is. Like, you can still build your reputation up. Now, it's torn down right now, and there's a situation where it's going to take a lot of work to get back to that point, but that's all he can do. That's all he can do now. Now you've got to face the legal issues because it is something that you did, and you have to face the consequences of that. But let's see how, everything plays out and how he bounces back.
Yeah, so that's really all there is on the AK situation right now. Again, I'll be interested to see what his lawyer comes up with, how they try to navigate this impossible to navigate kind of situation. The other great headline that we're all kind of loving, laughing about, and making fun of from afar today is what's going down with Brian Harsin and Auburn right now. Auburn. Talking too much. Harsin. Auburn. I tried to come up with a punny title. I don't think it works. Brian Harsin, Big Trouble. Big Trouble in Little Harsin. Big Trouble in Brian Harsin.
That one better.
Okay, you like that one better? Big Trouble in little Harsin as apparently Auburn's been trying to get Brian Harsin to come back from his vacation on Mexico. I think essentially so they can fire him. He's been saying no. So yesterday,
I'm not coming back.
Yeah, exactly. He's been Magic Johnson in them. I ain't gonna be here, and he's been saying no, I'm not coming back. And so yesterday, they created a new policy, backdated to Tuesday, February 8, 2022, in which basically if you're a university employee and they are investigating you, that you have to conduct with everything that they tell you to. Quote, employee cooperation in these reviews is essential and mandatory. Effective date 2/8/22. So they literally had to create a policy to try to get their coach that they want to fire back from vacation just so they could fire him. And that same coach is supposed to be at the SEC coaches meetings in Birmingham this morning.
Today.
Awkward all the way around.
I mean, even if he shows up today to these meetings, I mean, you're around your peers. God knows Lane Kiffin's probably going to say something to him.
Yeah, also, I know, right? Exactly. Hey, Brian, well, I mean, shoot, I'd be like, again.
They're trying to get this man for calls still.
Yeah, how are they going to do it?
Oh, they're backdating things in the university policy.
That's true. I don't know. I feel kind of bad. I'm not sure if the Stafford thing is true. That everybody just kind of ran with and assumed
that's kind of what I'm saying.
True.
They're trying to get this man for calls. They're trying everything they can.
Yeah, that's why. So they don't have to pay another $18 million for people not to coach. The combined buyouts for Gus Malzahn and Brian Harsin, not getting their staff, the combined buyouts for those two coaches alone, if they are to fire Harsin and they can't find cause, would be $40 million. And what's wild here is how this all interplays with NIL. On one hand, Auburn literally chose the worst possible time to hire a hard-nosed old-school football coach. Like you hired one of the least NIL, least transfer portal-friendly coaches at a time where that's just a death sentence because everybody can leave.
Yep.
So you combine all these players leaving, within a defensive coordinator leaving to take a pay cut.
$400,000 pay cut.
$400K is what it is?
$400.
Damn. So you have a man leaving of his own volition to take a $400,000 pay cut. Although there seems to be more behind here that we don't know. It's still horrible optics with the OC, Austin Davis, as a 32 years old. He just up and quits 2 days before signing day. It's just completely dysfunctional. And so I mentioned the $40 million because not only do you spend all this money hiring Harsin at a time when he's probably the least suited to connecting with college football athletes, but all this money they're wasting paying guys who aren't working, you could have put that into NIL.
And got some real players.
You could have stuck with Gus Malzahn, and that'd be $40 million. You could just be telling people, hey, come freaking do tweets about how much you love Yellowwood. Like, I mean, anytime I want to build something, I go with Yellowwood. And there you go. You would have been good to go. You could have had 5-star after 5-star. And now you're still going to have to pay that NIL money. And you're going to have to pay, like, probably when it's all said and done, around like $50-60 million to people not working.
You're exactly right. Like, about the type of coach you have, like, it just doesn't work anymore. Even if you were that coach before, if you don't change, you'll be left behind. Like, everybody wants to clown Brian Kelly from afar for the dancing and the accent, all those things. Well, Brian Kelly realized, like, I'm going to keep up with the times.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep up with what people, recruits want to be able to relate to. So what's he done? He's brought in the second best transfer portal class in the country. Like, he understands that. Nick Saban understands he's got to do things maybe he doesn't want to do or he's not comfortable doing. Who doesn't want to do it? Like, Brian Harsin. Like, when you're paying all this money for buyouts, we talked about it the other day. There's a lot of people leaving Auburn, going to Missouri, going to Ole Miss, going to Central Florida, going to USC, going to South Alabama, going to Liberty, going to Georgia Tech. You know who's coming into Auburn? Zach Calzada. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, kind of the same situation with Dabo Swinney. Dabo Swinney, like, love him or hate him, what he was doing against Alabama, being in the playoff, however many straight years, what was it, 7 straight years or something wild like that. Like, think about where he's at now. They only signed 13 guys in the first signing period. That's not with a new head coach. Now you start over a coordinator, but what did you do? You hired from within.
Yeah.
You promoted guys that were in the program. So you shouldn't have only had 13 signees. You know how many guys they've taken in the transfer portal? 1. And he signed with Clemson, left, and came back. So as good of a coach as Dabo Swinney is, national championship winning coach, going toe-to-toe with Alabama for a couple seasons in a row, if you don't buy in and you don't, fully go into the NIL space, the transfer portal space, and everything that today's coaches have to do, you could be as good of a coach on the field as you want to be, but you're not going to have the success that you want to have. That's what it is. I mean, the proof is out there.
Yeah. Nick Saban's like, look, nuclear bombs are pretty sketchy and pretty bad potentially. Like, they destroy us all. But, I mean, I'm going to build up the biggest nuclear arsenal. He's like, look, this is all pretty crazy, but, like, if you're going to allow us to do it, I'm going to do it.
Here, I've got
the
one.
The stubbornness of depth. Wait, so I missed a key piece of the new policy Auburn backdated. It wasn't just to get Brian Harsin back to Auburn. One of the lines reads, quote, violations of this policy may result in disciplinary action up to and including termination. So they literally backdated a policy saying you have to come back here and talk to us, and if you don't, we're going to fire you, knowing that he already had chosen not to come back and talk to them. So, yeah, they're trying to find any way to get it for cause. I will be fascinated to see if they really try to fire him using this as the for cause. The Brian Harsin countersuit will be a thing of the gods. So it'll be an epic all-time litigation piece.
So real quick, just to kind of tell you, like Kirby Smart in Georgia, they just had an NFT project that Georgia players were in. Obviously, it didn't have to do with the school. It was players individual-wise with the Players Lounge. And each player, I think it was 11 current players from Georgia that sold these NFTs. You know how much they made per player? You had to guess.
I don't want to hear it because I'm so sick of NFTs at this point, but go ahead and $30K.
$28,000.
Oh, okay. There you go. I mean, Jesus.
Every player on there
what I would have done
got $28,000. And Georgia is one of the schools that's been all in on the NIL deal, just like, a lot of SEC schools.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know some of the terms. Like, I'm sure there's some big deals. I'm sure Miles did pretty well thrusting his hips for walk-ons, right? Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was a pretty good number for him.
It definitely got traction. I think you and your business partners maybe need to talk about what we're doing, how we want our boy to be represented in public. But it got traction, the thrusting of the hips. But I'm just saying, y'all maybe, next time maybe workshop it a little
it's
more
all about
or something.
Views. Isn't that what we said with Brian Kelly?
I know it's all about views. I know it's all, but I mean, we're talking about the Q. We're talking about the Q here, right? We're talking about the Q. That's all I'm saying.
QB1.
Just talk about it. Just talk about it a little bit next time. Okay, so while we're on NIL deals, one of the things that we had on the document that we didn't get to earlier, right now with the baseball team, it's interesting all the different forms they could take. So we mentioned some of the people joining like the G Squad or whatever, but Jacob Berry and Dylan Cruz, who have done very well NIL-wise, are actually striking out on their own, proving that if your brand is big enough, you can almost pay yourself with this sort of stuff. They both have baseball card deals right now through different companies. So you can go and buy their card and make money on that. Barry right now is the only college athlete working with this company called Blue Chip, where it's basically just a company where they make your own T-shirts, hats, hoodies. Like you sit down, talk with them, they get an idea of who you are, and then they design a line for you. Essentially. So, like, you can go buy, if you love Jacob Berry, you can go buy a Jacob Berry hoodie right now and support him directly. So, the avenues of which to make money are many, and this is a good thing. But
I'm not even, like,
especially for baseball, if the NCAA won't freaking give more scholarships, which hopefully they will soon.
I'm not even mad. Like, a lot of former players are bitter about the money, like the $28,000. Maybe it's because I'm a meathead. Like, that part, I understand. It's cool, whatever. Like, I'm jealous, like, of all the opportunities, all the cool stuff, like to be able to create a collection, hell, to be able to get like free food and different things in college.
I'm mad about the money, man. It would be freaking awesome to make that money in college.
Again, everybody's different.
I'm not begrudging
like
these
jerseys
kids.
And everything, man. That's really cool that they get to see their jerseys out, and it's not from China. It's not some knockoff. It's an actual jersey.
That's fair.
Of them in the crowd.
The jersey
part,
that's
pretty cool.
The jersey part is actually pretty cool. No, but I'm not begrudging these kids. I want them to make their money, but damn, been pretty sweet to make some of that back in the day too, dude. I would have had a game PC. You best believe that. I'm dangerously close to biting the bullet and just like leasing one, basically.
Katie probably wouldn't have had to drop out of school to be able to pay our rent when we were married my last year in college.
I'm going to go out on a limb.
That probably would have happened.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb and say Jake Hester would have just done pretty good, pretty well. Would have been fine in the NIL space. All right, when we get back here, let's talk a little Joey B versus Matt Stafford, and then we'll talk to the quarterback, Ryan Leaf, about it. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
OTB, OT.
Go to therelaxationcompany.org, therelaxationcompany.org. Shout out to Jennifer DeLotte, who we don't, I don't always talk about it now because we talked about it so much at the beginning, but this is somebody who's been a licensed massage therapist for 2 decades now, finally has a place to call her own, and, well, the results speak for themselves. People love the Relaxation Company. It's growing at an astounding rate. It's at Pelican Point in Gonzales. Such a great, chill, easy location. Such a great list of services. And check it out right now. If you've ever thought about full body contouring, okay, literally shaping your body, taking those love handles out, it's amazing. They freeze it off. Non-invasive sort of full body contouring right now with the Forever Together couple package, 30% off. You get 20% off for your ride and solo packages. So that's going on from now through February 19th. So take advantage, therelaxationcompany.org.
Yeah, we don't even have enough time to tell you about all the specials. Valentine's Day specials, TRC Massage on Instagram. They've got great cryotherapy packages as well. We don't have time. TRC Massage.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Sky, I've got that sunshine.
Before we begin any electrical work here, we perform a home safety check that begins at your electrical panel to make sure that you and your family are safe. For all your upgrades, installations, and repairs, call Mr. Electric.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
For a Thursday edition of Early Line, as we talk to Lee Sterling of the Locked On Bets podcast to get a Super Bowl preview and some potential prop bets. Join us, Early Line, 2 to 3 p.m., 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Welcome back, OTB. Book of Boba Fett ended yesterday. I think my final spoiler-free review. I love the story. I love the character development. I love what it sets up from the future, right? Again, from a story perspective, like the art direction and everything. I did not always love the execution of the action, unfortunately. So it ends up as a solid to good show. Now, it had some huge high water marks, but overall, in the end, a very solid showing from Boba Fett. But I still hope that the best Boba Fett is yet to come.
The best Boba Fett was on N64. So
Empire, Shadow of the Empire, when you got to fight him and he's like flying around that like little like
unbelievable.
That little like you're in like a desert wall like hole.
Yeah,
basically.
would you just stay still, buddy?
Yeah. I mean, hey, bro. Maybe TV show Boba Fett should have taken a little more advantage of his jetpack. That's all I'm saying. It's all I'm saying. But yeah, so pretty good in the end. Maybe not great. You know who is great? Joey Burrow. In fact, there's that Athletic article right now talking about it, where just how much this man makes everybody fall in love with him. And there's a very interesting topic this morning on ESPN where they were asking, has Joe Burrow played in more big games than Matt Stafford has? And it was funny because it was going on the same time as SEC Network were showing the national championship replay. And I was kind of like, well, yeah, despite the fact that Stafford's old as hell and Burrow's like 25, I guess he actually has played in more big games.
Yeah.
So, like, that's an advantage for Joe Burrow. Or do you think it is?
Every mental advantage in this game,
every
Joe
mental
Burrow
aspect
has.
you're giving to Burrow over
Every
Stafford.
one of them. And that's not even a slight on Matthew Stafford. He played in Detroit, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Not a lot of high leverage moments in Detroit.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I'm not taking any, like, unless that was TB12, and then we'd have a conversation, I'm taking the mental aspect of Joe Burrow over every other quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
Yeah.
Outside of Tom Brady. And Tom Brady's retired, so I'm taking number 9. Number 9.
Dude, Burrow did a lot of damage to Pat Mahomes' legacy last week. And I know Mahomes is judged on a completely unfair scale, right? How can you damage someone's legacy who's now been, 4 AFC championships in a row?
Yeah.
Won a Super Bowl, lost a Super Bowl. But, to your points, right?
It's
Burrow,
it's everything, though.
Mahomes was supposed to be the year in and year out, feeling like he was going to be there every single year, and Burrow kind of upset that apple cart.
I know I give Matt Flynn hell all the time because he's Matt.
Yeah.
But he was serious. Like, whenever Joe Burrow was even rumored to come to LSU, like, he was in the poor, like, it was between Cincinnati and LSU. Again, I'll go back to it. They showed that video of him tire wrestling a linebacker.
Pete
Warner.
Freaking Warner.
Who's
come to find out
in the NFL, pretty good player for the Saints.
Second round pick?
Yes. And Matt was like, oh, God, I need him on my team.
Yeah.
And it's just like you watch videos and you watch things like that. Like, it's not just because he's the new cool quarterback in the NFL. He was that guy when he was a backup, when he was behind Haskins and Tate Martell at Ohio State. By the way, Tate Martell was only on the depth chart to keep him happy. He was not a good quarterback. But that's who he was. And like the That's Joe series that LSU did a fantastic job of putting out when Joe was still here. You talk to the high school coaches, the Pee Wee coaches, and like just who this guy is. So it's not under the limelight where it's fake, right? No, his mentals have always been exactly what you're seeing, even when he wasn't in the limelight, even when he was just a backup quarterback at Ohio State.
Yeah, and I know the Athletic article was in, but he has a way of kind of warping reality around him. Let's look at some of the stats from this year, because I don't think it's an exercise that we've done yet when we talk about Burrow and Stafford. So Burrow on the season, just a little bit statistically under where Matt Stafford ended up, right? Now, he did beat him in completion percentage. Burrow completed 70% of his passes. Yeah. This year. So remember how I think he fell just short of the record by the end of that 2019 season, but remember how the entire
Colt
time.
McCoy's record?
Yeah, he was on pace to break it. Well, that has carried over the NFL. Outside of that, so he goes 70. Stafford goes 67%. Burrow throws for 4,600 yards. Stafford 48. Burrow throws for 34 touchdowns. Stafford 41. Burrow 14 picks. Stafford 17 picks. In terms of yards per attempt, Burrow pretty dang great here. 8.9, almost 9 yards per attempt. That means you're being very efficient. You're gaining in chunks. Stafford at 8.1. And then you get to QB rating. Actually, that is a little interesting quirk here. In QBR, Stafford significantly better, 64 to 54. In traditional QB rating, Burrow has a 108, Stafford with a 103. So actually, I mean, Stafford may be a slight advantage, but from a purely statistical standpoint, pretty equivalent years for these two guys.
Yeah, no, it's great. And all that's fine and well. But I'm taking JB9 and the way that he finished the season. Mario brought up a great point. At the end of the season, Matthew Stafford was just throwing it to the other team, it seemed like.
Yeah, he was doing a lot
right.
of that.
So Stafford's been great. I do appreciate the fact that he got to show what he maybe could have done his entire career when he got out of Detroit. But just the way that the Bengals offense right now is playing, if their offensive line can hold up at all in the interior and block Aaron Donald, because you feel better about Joe being able to step up in the pocket. We've talked about that plenty of times. When that pressure is coming right at you, there's nothing you can do. So that's the key to the game for me. It's not what Burrow and the receivers and Joe Mixon and any of the offensive weapons can do. It's can they literally keep him upright long enough to make throws down the field.
Hey, look, man, he dealt with that Chris Jones interior pressure. Aaron Donald's a little bit better, but hey, maybe he can high step out of AD as well. I mean, it's sometimes with a leaky offensive line, it can feel like, man, should I call Go Roof, try to patch up some of these leaks? It's just I can't quite figure it out. Do I have a problem? How bad's the problem? I know there's a lot of NFL GMs that would love to be able to call 927-8300, get that free professional estimate on that roof, know exactly where they stand. Licensed, bond insured, 2-year workmanship guarantee on top of the manufacturer warranty. You go to goroof.com. All right, coming up next here on Off the Bench, let's talk to our guy. I don't know why I just called him our guy. He is your guy, though, Jake. Yeah, he is
me
your
and
guy.
Ryan have done plenty of shows together.
I've done a few interviews with him, never done a show with him. Very excited. Let's talk to Ryan Leaf next here on OTB.
OTB, OT.
And then you can also go to centralplumbing.org. Centralplumbing.org. It's, what do they say? It's one in the trenches. Well, in a lot of ways, Jake, plumbing issues are the trenches of home repair, right? Would you agree with that?
Sure.
Excellent. You go to centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. You get flat rate pricing. Everybody's licensed, bond, and insured. Warranty coverage after the work is done. They've been at it for 50 years. You can't hit them with a problem they don't know how to solve. Any plumbing problems, don't think twice, y'all. Centralplumbing.org.
Yeah, but do also remember it's not only, if you have an emergency.
Yeah.
And I know T-Bob's back in town, and that's changed some things. But also, if you're looking to upgrade your bathroom, they'll come in, right? New vanity, new tub, new shower, new flooring, whatever it might be. They can certainly handle that as well. And if you want to upgrade your entire home with a tankless water heater, that's something they can do, right? If you're getting home late, you got practice, and you're trying to do the dishes and the laundry for the next day of school and take showers, all to get ready for bed, you're never going to run out of hot water. Centralplumbing.org is the site.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Jamar Chase and the Cincinnati Bengals face Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and the Los Angeles Rams in Super Bowl 56. Tune in for live play-by-play Sunday afternoon at 5:30 on your home for the NFL and Super Bowl 56, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back off the bench. Let's dive right in. Very excited for our next guest. Former NFL quarterback legend Ryan Leaf now join us here on Off the Bench. I know him and Jake have worked together plenty. I've interviewed Ryan a couple of times here, but I'm excited to do so once again. Ryan, thanks so much for waking up with us, man.
Yeah, you bet. Sorry, we had to push it a little bit. Had a poop incident with the 4-year-old this morning. Figuring it all out, trying to be a dad and a sports analyst.
I love it.
I thought for a second, Ryan, I thought you were just coming on here and started the interview telling us you crapped your pants. I was like, okay, dude, I like that kind of honesty. I feel you.
I am about vulnerability and transparency. So that's a very good thought that could happen at some point.
Well, it's sometimes you think you're just letting one thing out and something comes along for you, right? So I get it. It's happened to me. I get it, dude. Tell your 4-year-old it's all cool. I understand. I too have a 4-year-old, so I get it from that perspective as well. Ryan, we were just talking quarterbacks. We're talking Burrow versus Stafford, as one does when talking about the Super Bowl. Here, we are basically the 12 apostles to Burrow's Jesus. Like, we are dyed-in-the-wool believers. What's your more objective breakdown of the quarterback matchup in Sunday's game?
Well, I've been talking about it all week here in Los Angeles, and it is a folk tale, and you in Baton Rouge know it better than most. He just walks into a room or a facility and he changes the environment. He changes the culture. And that's exactly what you need from QB1 or the number 1 overall pick, because you're usually going to a team that needs a resurgent, that needs a rebuild, that has a systemic problem. And it's been wonderful to watch, right? But I will tell you this. When you step on the field with them or you're in the locker room with them, and you guys saw it in Baton Rouge, the whole team gets better. It is amazing that he is able to make the whole team better, and that's exactly what's happened in Cincinnati. The coaches have gotten better. The GM got better, went out and got Trey Hendrickson from New Orleans, who's been a sack master this year. The defense is so improved on the back end. Mike Hilton in the slot. I mean, the whole team has improved. McPherson as a kicker. I mean, this team is about as bred to win a Super Bowl as anybody, if you think about it and what we've seen play out. The only question is the offensive line good enough to hold up against that Rams pass rush. That's the biggest question mark I have in all of this game.
And Ryan, obviously you being a quarterback, we talked about this a little bit earlier, but you would be able to give a much better perspective on it. Like if you've got an edge rusher, like Von Miller, obviously very good rusher, seen it in practice every single day. He's unblockable at times. But as a quarterback, you can kind of step up. You can get away from that. When you've got interior pressure, like Aaron Donald's going to get in this Super Bowl, that's like doomsday situation, right? Because you really don't have anywhere to go. You know, an edge rusher you can get away from a little bit, but if you've got Aaron Donald in your face, what do you do?
Yeah, it's real difficult. So I expect the Cincinnati game plan to be quick throw heavy, screens to the perimeter to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Boyd, all of that, and then also screens to Joe Mixon like they used against Kansas City. Bring that rush, bring that speed rush up, make them commit to what they're really good at, and then throw it right behind them. Those are the biggest plays that I anticipate the scheme to look like, because they are going to have to get the ball out of their hands quick. It's just plain and simple. They're going to, even if you had a all-pro offensive line, it was still going to be a problem in terms of pressure and how they go about getting it. They got to be able to run the football, and that's something that the LA Rams stopped against the San Francisco 49ers. Now, I don't know if they'll have that game plan in place where they really want to stop the run first, or if they'll play more pass and be aggressive up front with the four guys. We'll wait to see what the first quarter brings to the table, but I expect them to need to stop that run, which means their linebackers are going to be extra aggressive, which allows for play action. So all these things are like counterproductive to what each team wants to do. Cincinnati wants to run the ball, run play action, hit shots, pull shots behind those linebackers in front of those safeties, and the LA Rams want to stop the run and make them into a one-dimensional team and then just get after Burrow in the pocket.
Talking to Ryan Leaf here on Off the Bench, and so we talked about it from the Burrow side of the equation, and obviously that's a storyline that I think is the easiest to latch on to. It's got like a lot of vibes of like, you know, Brady year 2 when he was the young gun going to that Super Bowl against a Kurt Warner, but like there's a lot of, like, if it was almost any other quarterback, we'd probably be talking about Matt Stafford, right, being brought in and heralded as the final piece of the puzzle. Well, I'll be damned. Here the Rams sit. They're in the friggin' Super Bowl. Like it worked. Like all of these future leveraging moves are on the edge of working. How have you evaluated Matt Stafford's run here as of late, Ryan? As you know, a little spotty maybe the end pick wise, but then getting it done to get here to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, incredible, right? Never to have played in those type of big football games, and then when you're in Tampa, the greatest of all time comes back and ties it up, and then you win the game, right? You go down the field and win the game in the last minute to send your team to the NFC Championship, and then to be down 10 points in the fourth quarter, just about to go into the fourth quarter, 16% win percentage you have, and you bring them back to win the football game. I think he has stood up to every challenge, and now the Super Bowl, the reason why they brought him in, this team is exactly the same spot they were, 3 years ago when they were in the Super Bowl against the New England Patriots. Now, can they finish it? Because if they can't, if they don't, they'll be in exactly the same position they were. And I think most people would look at this season as a failure, which is ironic because they made the Super Bowl. But that's how close the margins are on this deal.
All right, most important question of the day. Are you taking care of Neuheisel? Is he up to his normal antics? I mean, we saw him in Mobile all week. He ended up on stage playing guitar one night, singing some songs. So are you making sure that Rick shows up to work every day?
I am. I left the dinner a little early last night. The tequila was flowing. So I'll be a little interested to see. He's not on our show this morning. It's just me and Jeff Schwartz, which should be a whole other scenario. But yeah, we've supplemented Rick with the likes of Mike Yam and Schwartz and everybody. So he's been able to kind of ride the coattails a little bit this week.
Hey, if you've got Yam in place, Yam is kind of the person that keeps us all where we're supposed to be. So I can appreciate that. All right, last one from me, Ryan. You've been there all week. You've kind of got a vibe of what's going on around LA. Do you have a prediction yet for how this game's going to play out?
I don't have a prediction. I'm gonna go see the guys practice. I'm gonna go see if I can see them both practice before Sunday. I want to see where CJ Uzama is at as well, because I think that's going to be a huge factor in this football game. their ability to press those safeties with that big target down the middle of the field. If he can't go, that's a big blow. Drew Sample is a quality tight end, but he's just he's not the same kind of athlete that Uzomah is. So I do think this is going to be a close football game. I think it probably comes down to a field goal, just like the last playoff games have leading into this deal. McPherson's the better of the two. But if you're a betting person out there, people, I'd probably go Bengals plus 4.5. I think no matter what, it's a 3-point game.
Yep. There you go, Ryan Leaf. Get your little gambling perspective there. Go Cougs, Ryan. Thank you so much for waking up with us, man.
You bet. You guys have a great rest of the week.
Thanks,
Yes,
Ryan,
sir.
too, man.
Legendary Wazoo Cougar. They love the Cougs up there in Pullman. When we get back here, let's close out the show.
Oh, I did forget to mention real quick as we close out the show. So we have a mini helmet raffle that we were doing for my foundation. It's Burrow, Chase, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Tyron. 4 mini helmets.
Jeez.
Actually going to do the drawing when we come back. I've got the wheel of names ready to go, ready to spin.
We're going to do the drawing right now.
We're going to do
on
it
air when we come back.
At 9:51.
Or we don't want to push it tomorrow and tell people to go enter the raffle.
I did last night. You didn't see them on Twitter.
Okay, yeah, I know, but you don't want to do it on air. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I'm down. Coming up next, we'll give away some
Well, now
free
they'll have
helmets.
some people mad if I didn't do it today.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, let's do it then. Hell yeah, let's do it. We will figure out where those mini helmets are going next during Ask the Bench here on OTB.
OTB, OT. We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Thinking about a new car for the new year? Come to Corval Toyota in Opelousas to pre-order your next vehicle. It's an easy process, and Toyotas are getting to our lot weekly. Make the decision now. Come on down to Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-770-STOP.
Louisiana has over 26,000 licensed companies that do business legally and meet the needs of our state. Before selecting a contractor, check references and verify the license at lacontractor.org. It's your money. Make wise decisions and protect yourself from being scammed.
Join me, Ronnie Rance, every Saturday morning from 10 until noon for Sports Shorts Radio presented by LeBear's Casino, where we'll have breakfast sandwich reviews, and you never know what Joel Davis is going to say right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Brake Medics. Brake repair anywhere. Brake pads and rotors starting at $229 installed. Go to BrakeMedics.com.
So join us for Thursday's AFR presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Mario and I back in for Matt for another day. What's the latest with Dennis Allen and the New Orleans Saints? We're talking about it 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
It's about to go down at Birmingham this morning. Jimbo and Lane and everybody, after all the sniping, everybody's going to have to see each other in person today.
That's true.
Cannot wait. Right now, it's time for a little Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Curse Light, Vizzy Art Tilter, Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Sweet. And first, we're going to give away 4 LSU mini helmets signed by Tyron, Clyde, Burrow, and Chase.
Yeah.
Damn. You just took all the
Swing
2019
big.
greats and then threw Tyron in there too. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
swing big. All
Look
right.
at it spin it.
There you go. You can see it spinning. So
Yeah, we're
my
both
hands are off.
pretending like we're actually, this is random and not just somebody's already, no, it actually is random.
Yeah.
We have a spinning wheel back here. I'm just kidding. Is his name going to get bigger? Because I cannot
It
see
will,
the font just
yes.
yet. Okay. And we have our first winner, Peyton Miller. Congratulations to you.
Say, Peyton.
Peyton Miller. You win which helmet?
All of them.
Oh, all of them?
Yeah.
Oh, he wins all of them?
He won all of them.
Oh, damn, Peyton. That's a freaking man cave juice you just got right there. Shout
Yeah,
out
and they're
Peyton Miller.
actually Bengals and Chiefs, so not even LSU. So a little something different to old Peyton.
Yeah, Peyton,
Say,
you know, your man cave's going to be so cool. You're going to have a bunch of people over, and then your house is going to get hot, and you're like, oh, I need to call AccuTempBR to cool down my house because they're AC heating and electrical experts. So go to AccuTempBR.com.
We can show y'all, too. I don't know if
Today.
Danny can, zoom in. Probably not.
It's a good thing you cleaned off that screen recently.
I know.
Keith,
there we
this
go.
would have been a dangerous...
Peyton Miller.
Yeah.
There we go. Shout out, Peyton Miller. Yeah, that screen was a hot mess before you helped
It
me
just
out.
happens.
So, yeah.
It just happens. All right, little Ask the Bench. What do we got here? I don't know if we have any Ask the Bench.
Real quick, 58% of the audience on Twitter says that olives are overrated.
Hey.
28% say that they're not. 14% say that they're fine.
Wait.
I don't know if I can trust Paul
We
anymore.
should probably workshop the options there because 2 of those options are the exact same.
No, they're fine. They're not underrated or overrated.
So, but one choice was overrated. One choice was
No, the question is, are olives overrated?
Okay.
And then the choices were yes,
Yeah.
no, or they're fine.
no and they're fine are the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you would have been like, no, they're underrated, or no. So we'll combine those final 2 percentages into one answer. So what's that put us at? About a 55-45 split, somewhere around there?
58, yeah, in favor of yes, 58.
Okay, 58-42. Okay, still agree though.
The
hashtag
Polynesian poll was blasphemy.
I know, dude. I can't. Look, man, I can't. I know Kane just won best sauce in the country and everything, so good on him, but Polynesian sauce is so damn good, bruh. I actually love to put Polynesian on Cane's. Chicken.
It's so much more diverse than Cane's. Cane's is awesome, but I feel like specifically for Cane's.
I agree.
I'm also not turning any of the 3 options down. I enjoy all 3.
No. This is a situation where it's like you're doing a best of list, so you have to kind of critique things that you love.
Right.
Yeah, bro. I will bathe in Chick-fil-A, Cane sauce, and Polynesian sauce, and I mean that like quite
Did you
literally.
open up the new Polynesian yet?
No, I'm at the dregs of the first
okay,
bottle,
okay.
which is bad.
Yeah,
Now
put a
you
little
just-
water in there and shaking it up to get the most out of it.
Oh, gross.
Oh, you don't do that?
OTB, OT.
I do that with my shampoo and conditioner, whatever that's worth. Go to RejuveMeMedical.com, RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. If you want to feel better, you want to feel younger, you want to lose some of that tough fat, you want to see better workout results, you want more mental clarity, you just want to feel like your best and most youthful self, you want to go to Rejuve Me Medical. They're going to draw your labs, and they're going to use that information along with meeting with a lifestyle coach to customize a plan for you with what your body needs to feel younger and better.
Well, we're all kind of going through different things.
Yeah.
Like we might be, T levels might be something for you, might be something different for me.
Might be getting arrested, yeah.
Might be getting arrested, things like that. But one of the things, like if you're gaining weight, like we all started, you're older, you're getting back into working out, and you're like, wait a minute, I can't lose weight. Or you're staying the same, and you're eating better, you're working out more, and you can't explain it. They can explain it to you and get you on a plan for success. RejuveMeMedical.com.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, Hunt and Hill, The Early Line. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has new Jeep Gladiator Rubicons in stock with $2,000 off MSRP. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. And right now, get $2,000 bonus cash on new 2021